All right, 1 2 1 2, test the mic. 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 Mic test 1 2. Let me get this one started. Test the mic. 1 2, test the mic. 1 2, test the mic. All right, my sound looks super good. Let me get this one started. Test the mic. 1 2, test the mic. 1 2, test the mic. Test the mic, 1 2, test the mic, 1 2, test the mic. This is 1 2. All right. Let me get my music rolling here, guys. We'll be right back. I'll do a little commercial for you.
Twice done on the bits.
Jealous, you're jealous, you're jealous, you're jealous, baby, I'm jealous, you're jealous. Lady in my corner, I don't in my team. I will let my music speak for me. Let my music blow your mind. Let my music win your soul. Let my music talk for me. Tell it how I speak for me. Shout out to the one who don't let me. Shout out to the people who don't let me. Shout out to the one who can pretend. Shout out to my homies. Shout out to the DJ who can play my song. Shout out to that girl who can dance my song. I wanna go. Baby, I'm jealous. 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 Baby, I'm jealous. 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 If you give me the cost, I give you the wallet. You want the news, I give them the juice. You want me down, I got biggie gun. I got biggie gun. Biggie gun. I got biggie gun. Play your swag. Biggie gun. Did I know I said dream on? Did I say dream on? I say dress, did I say dream on? I say point, yeah, then I say dream on. Now I'm playing so. When I'm playing so. I'm jealous. 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 Baby, I'm jealous. 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 If you give me the cost, I give you the wallet. You want the news, I give them the juice. Want me down, I got biggie gun. I got biggie gun. Biggie gun.
Yep. You're jealous. You don't let me. You're jealous. Don't be jealous. Of you got thoughts I put up with you with for a while, you know. All right, guys. Join the show. Welcome to the show. We're gonna play one more music, and we'll start the show. All right. Please share for me.
Skinny boy,
Everyone pregnant, speaker.
Allez, je kiffe, Some people in the area, they not let man bend it. Some people in the market, they not let man bend it. Some men in the office, they not let man bend it. Some people in the club, they not let man bend it. But how we boy running? Dream my leg on running. Someone say running. Enjoy myself running. How we dancing running. Ride my car running. Go to the club running. I will come and shy running. Oh, he running. Enjoy myself running. Be the tate running. Wap, he running. Some people fair, but me are happy. Drinking liquor, I'm happy. You can't do club, you having cappy. Les gens won't see you in a casket. You not let me like up in it. Shout out all my people, then I only carry. Anything I do, they know they first to like it. She eat my sausage, eat my bread, she saw my candy. Let the people then I let me on Facebook. But say they like in my photo. She needs to tell me say koto. Now I'm making money, she won't jump in my photo. Some people in the area, they not let man bend it. Some people in the market, they not let man bend it. Some men in the office, they not let man bend it. Some people in the club, they not let man bend it. But how we boy running? Dream my leg on running. Someone say running. Enjoy myself running. How we dancing running. Ride my car running. Go to the club running. I will come and shine running. Oh, he running. Enjoy myself running. Be the tate running. Wap, he running. In front of the door that they play, I will park my car. How you will buy my music when they think stay playing in your car? That mean the one can end the war before it starts. They say my son and I'm for cheering, I tell them I'm too for far. The people stepping on my neck, I can't breathe. I come in bounce on them with my new brief. To feature me, you gotta say I learned deep. Don't compare me to any artist because me a damn big. They won't stop on me, oh, I been medicine. They won't stop my shot, clip on medicine. See they all around with the medicine. I say, Papa, you want medicine. Some people in the area, they not let man bend it. Some people in the market, they not let man bend it. Some men in the office, they not let man bend it. Some people in the club, they not let man bend it. Oh, we running. Oh, keep my leg running. Someone say running. Enjoy myself running. I will dancing running. Ride my car running. Go to the club running. I will come and shine running. Oh, he running. Enjoy myself running. Be the tate running. Wap, he running. Rescue mother Fina Bono, I see you.
Rescue mother Fina Bono, I see you. I see you. I see you, but you don't see me. All right, guys, welcome to the Voice of SINOE. In the diaspora with that type of the esoteric, coming to you live from Prosper Park, Pennsylvania, these United States of America. It's a great day to be with you today. Is Saturday, the 10th of July, 2021, and it's pretty nice out there today in Pennsylvania. A wonderful day. I don't know how your weather looks like on your side, but for mine, it's great out here. It's great weather. All right, but guess what? Let me show you something here quickly before we go into our talking points. Mr. Panto, thanks for joining the show. Please share for me. I just wanted to do a quick shout out to my first lady. Birthday is coming up pretty soon. The 13th will be the birthday for the first lady of Voice of SINOE, as you're going to be turning 24. All right, let me see what I got to send a solo picture for her here. Otherwise, I'll put She and the children picture out here. All right, let me make sure first my sound is good. If you're out there, if you're having a good sound, let me know.
I just wanted to do a quick shout out to.
All right, Tim, my sound was wonderful. All right, we just want to do a quick shout out to the First Lady of Voices, SINOE, called Queen Balayana. That's all right here. You know, the lady's First Lady birthday is coming up. The 13th will be your birthday. You know, she and the kids, they got to sing, you know, they are equal. Yeah, but I just wanted to say happy pre-birthday to the First Lady of Voices, SINOE, Audrey Balaya. Wish you many more years, baby. The main day we're going to be talking about this this show, this great day that is coming up, the First Lady of Voices, SINOE. All right, so I just want to do a quick shout out to her. She's doing a great job with the children, taking care of the family, you know, while daddy's away. You know, so we just want to say, I love you very much, baby. Keep up the good way you're doing with the kids, you know, with the family, with the crib, and that's good. You know, you've had somebody who has your back. You know, it makes life easy for you. All right, so honey, happy pre-birthday to you. All right, great. Let me do a quick shout out to as well to a couple of people. I think one man I saw today celebrating his birthday, and he is none other but the great man, Mr. Mane. Claudio Mane is celebrating his birthday today, I was told. So we want to do a shout out to Mr. Mane. Let's see. Let me get his image out. This is Mr. Claudio Mane. Mr. Mane is celebrating his birthday today. If you like, Mr. Mane celebrates his birthday today. And so we want to use the opportunity to say happy birthday to Mr. Mane. A special birthday treat from the president of the Delaware Valley chapter, Frances Clark Myers. She actually told me to extend her happy birthday greetings to you. We hope that you're having a fantastic day. You know, birthdays are once in a while event. You know, so when it comes, you make maximum use of it. So we want to say happy, joyous birthday to Brother Mane. Brother Mane is one of the guys in the community who is doing his best here. The United Sapphire Association is divided. He has been quite instrumental in resolving the conflict. He was part of the concerned members the other time, headed by Mother Idepoa, and they did their best. They did what they could to bridge the gap, but unfortunately, the former president did not heed to their call. You know, so that's it. It's the nature of negotiation. Sometimes you are successful, sometimes you are not. But you know, Brother Mane is on record along with the other members of the organization. He's on record for doing the right thing for his people. And so, sir, enjoy your big day. Enjoy your big day. All right, let me see now. After I have gotten the preliminary out of the way, I'd like to do a quick commercial here for the upcoming convention of the United Sapphire Association in the Americas. It will be held in Florida, of course. So right now, if you want a cheap ticket, you know, if you live in the Delaware Valley area, all you have to do is call Smith Her other name is Velma Smith. Call her. She is quite good at doing internet shopping. And so she bought a lot of tickets yesterday for people because I think it's a Frontier Airlines. They're having a good deal to Florida. And so if you are finding some issues getting your ticket, you have to hurry up and just call her. And she will get you. I mean, yesterday I got like 2 tickets round trip for my baby and myself under $300. You can beat it. It's about $265 for 2 tickets. So-called Verma, as soon as possible, she's going to get you a deal. She has a special contract with the Vero Airlines in the United States. She also giving her technological savvy. The Vero Airlines, the contract with her, so she broke us deals for customers, if you like. So get in contact with Verma Smith. She will be able to get you a better deal for the convention. I wish I had a picture here to show the great lady to you. She's the technophile. She's the head of the technological department of the Delaware Valley chapter. She also the chair lady, as I already stated. And so get in contact with Verma. She will get you a better deal. Now, the convention again, if you don't know, it's scheduled for the 5th of August weekend. So that's when the convention will be. It starts from the 5th of August to the 8th. So lock in those days on your calendar and be in Florida for what it costs. You wouldn't regret it if you were to go to Florida, because we're going to be doing a lot of things for our people. New leadership, new administration will be elected in Florida. And so you have to come there and be part of history. A lot of changes will be made. We want you to be part of the decisions that will be made in Florida. We're going to be reviewing the Constitution and see whether there are some issues, some problems in the Constitution that we can resolve. That's something. So a whole lot of things will be done. We have the leadership of the Florida chapter. They are doing an exceptional work. They are preparing for the program. The opening program. I'm told we're going to be starting with a tournament, a soccer tournament. So, given the number of people, will be a huge crowd, and so the leadership, they have secured the hall, or if you like, the Metrodome of the city of Jacksonville. So that occasion will be packed. So it will be your first tournament. It will also be a football and kickball tournament. We'll start with that stuff like that, the first day. So if you can play, make sure and get your soccer paraphernalia, if you like. Make sure and get all of that. Also, make sure if you can swim. Florida is it has a bunch of beaches, nice ones. So make sure and get your swimming suit, or whatever you want to call it. You will go on the beach and all of that. You have some fun. The program is great. We'll have a special a guest speaker. The name will be announced later. One of the best DJs in the area in the state of Florida will be DJing for us. If you can dance, just put on your dancing shoes. It will be a grand occasion. For those that can drink, don't worry about beverages and everything will be there. Different types of drinks will be there for you. If you can drink alcoholic beverages and different types, again, will be there. Non-alcoholic, everything will be available. It will be a very cordial and a friendly atmosphere. And so no need to be afraid or paranoid and to say, oh, maybe somebody will start some a commotion. No, nothing of that. So that is why all the members in the union, the 6 chapters, everyone is preparing now to go to Florida for the convention. Again, it is critical, it is crucial that you go to Florida, because a lot of the times I hear people say, oh, how is this one done? How did they come up with a decision? In order to understand how things are done, in order for your voice or your opinion to be heard, you have to be part of the process. So come to Florida, your ideas will be considered. No idea will be jettisoned or will be put down or will be thrown away. Just come there, bring your ideas, start like I do right now, or I am doing. Make notes of things that you think we can change or we can augment. Do all of that. That will be a great place to start. So let's do that. Come to Florida. It will be a very, very fantastic occasion. We are quite sure the president of the Delaware Valley chapter, Madam Frances Clark Myers, will be elected from the local things on wet ballot, because as far as we know right now, no contender. The incumbent, I don't know, maybe out of the blue or at the last minute, he will be in Florida. Who knows? But if he doesn't come, it can stop the agenda or the democratic process of the organization cannot be put on hold. We had similar situation in Florida, not Florida, but North Carolina. The contender did not show up. So the election went on. And so whether the incumbent comes or not, or another candidate comes or not, the person who has declared her intention to participate and to be part of that process, will do so by web ballot, by acclamation. The General Assembly will make the call to make Madam Frances Clark Myers the president of our union. If you don't know, the incoming president, very benevolent and down-to-earth lady. I know she's 24 hours, so she is in the interest of the people. And so this is it. Your new executive, the national president of the United Cyprus Association, Madam Frances Clark Myers, from the local things, she will be elected on web ballot. And I think that is great. The reason is good, is great, is it has no hard feelings, and when there is no contender, sometimes when somebody is defeated, people get, frustrated, they get uncomfortable, they get sad, they get dejected. But this time around, once there is no contender, this is the same thing in Florida, in North Carolina, when President Gio was declared on web ballot, and there was no hula baloo, everything went fine. People jubilated, they danced all night and all of that. So it will be the same thing in Florida. Madam Frances Clark Myers will be elected on web ballot, and the whole Jacksonville will be turned into a celebratory hub. So come to Florida, get your tickets. If you are not getting your ticket, again, reach out to Velma Smith, the chair lady of the Delaware Valley chapter, and she bought a lot of tickets for a lot of people yesterday, including myself. And so do that as soon as possible. All right, so that you don't pay a lot of money, because if you waste time, and a boatman would say procrastinate, you'll be costing yourself an arm and a leg, and so you don't want to go through all of that. Now, that's a little bit of the convention. Any message, anything that you want us to convey to the public, don't hesitate to call me. Don't hesitate to inbox me. I got different ways to get to me. You can call, you can email me, you can inbox me on Facebook, you can WhatsApp me, and all of those things. So I got different ways that I can be reached. Okay, if you are not purchased your lapa for the convention, the fabric are still around. Make sure and get your fabric. We have to be uniformed. uniformity. It shows our unity, and also get a fabric. Call Velma Smith again. If you are in Minnesota, call Decanty Dato. You know, if you are in North Dakota, just reach out to the leadership. The same thing in Iowa, reach out to the leadership. If you are in Florida, reach out to the leadership. If you are in I think I call Iowa, North Carolina, those states, just call your leadership, and they will direct you to the appropriate people that you can contact to get your LAPA for the convention. All right, so that's it. I'm prepared. My ticket. I'm told the leadership in Florida, they are working every day, making sure everything is in place. The presidential palace has been clean and immaculately clean, sanitized, and everything is ready for the incoming president. You know, that's where she's going to be stopping. You know, so everything is on course. I was also told that they are making some reservation for vehicles, so people that are financially depressed, you know, they can accommodate you. So they are doing a lot of preparations over there. And you just make a call if you have some issues. President Brown is he's a hardworking guy along with his wife, and they are doing everything to make this convention a marvelous one. All right, that's it a little bit for the convention that I want to give you a little reminder on that. Now, this one is major, so I want to call it a breaking news before I bring it up. You know, these are things that I want to see. You know, our union, if it is not part of the union or not, or part of the organization, but if you are doing something praiseworthy as a member of the community or non-member for the people in Liberia, we're going to do our best to showcase it. So before I bring this up, I want to call it a breaking news. Sorry, guys. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Voice of SINOE with Esoteric, coming to you from the state of the constitutional state, if you want, Pennsylvania. We are coming to you from Prosper Park, the suburban city. All right, so the breaking news that we are getting here, I think I gave you a little bit yesterday. Mr. BOLEY, this is the gentleman right here. Mr. BOLEY, the political lion of SINOE County, deserves special recognition for doing what the USAA failed to do. Donating $2,000 worth of medication to the hospital in Joazan is admirable. All right, and that's something that Mr. BOLEY did, and that requires our appreciation. Again, Mr. BOLEY, the political lion, that's how he calls himself. The political lion of SINOE County deserves special recognition for doing what the USAA failed to do, which is donating $2,000 worth of medication to the hospital in Joazan. Joazan is admirable. All right, so that's something which the organization, these are some of the things I want us to devote our time and energy to, you know, making sure that we give those little, I mean, they might seem little to us, but they are very important, you know. So for a single individual to have donated $2,000 worth of medical medications to our people, that is a great thing that we must Voice of SINOE must recognize. You know, that is why, you know, when you look at the union lately, I have been quite saddened to see what is happening in the union. You know, I went to Liberia, and I think the former president and his cabinet, at least some of them, They went to Liberia. They went as far as SINOE County to see for themselves the plight of our people. Myself, I went there. I stopped in the capital city, Monrovia. And when I compared the lifestyle of the people, I mean, just psychologically, I didn't go to SINOE, but given the way the people, at least, not at least, at most, majority of the people, the way they are living, a postman, a cattle postman, in the desert of dejection and sadness. And so when I look at that and I see those of us in the greatest country in the world, these United States of America, and I see us fighting. We have a vibrant and a good organization that has huge potential to transmogrify, to change, to transform the lives of our people in Liberia. But then for our colleagues, according to the elders, the communication, they have been negotiating for the past 10 months. Imagine what would have been done in 10 months. But hey, we waste the time. But while we are wasting time, Mr. BOLEY says that, you know what, I'm not going to waste time. I'm going to do the little that I can do as an individual from SINOE County. I'm going to do what I can do to help my people. And so Mr. Weir took $2,000 of a hard-earned money and sent it to poor medication in the hospital in JUDUE'S. That caught my attention, and I want to say a huge thanks to Mr. BOLEY. You know, this guy has been very active. He has been very helpful to the organization. He is generous when it comes to giving. Even during the second inaugural ceremony of President Francis Clark Myers, he was a guest speaker. He made a Hempson donation, the same thing in the last convention in North Dakota. He made a huge contribution as well. And so, Mr. BOLEY, your contribution to the union, to our community, to our people, both in the U.S. and back home, those of us who are the writers of history, we are taking note. We are taking note. Continue the great work you are doing. Your effort is not going to go in vain. Prosperity will remember you, because we are here to send out a message. Make sure these videos are made, they are buried in the abdomen of the internet, and so that in the future people will reference them. And so we want to say great job. Now, before I transition to something else, I want to, show an image of the drug, the medication. Mr. BOLEY donated to the people, to our people over there. I wanted to have made a special video on my device here, but Facebook is getting a little technical. All right, so let me just get to that video card. Just show you a little bit of it, not the full video. It's a little long, but I'll just show you what, because I'm an evidentialist, and so I like to show evidence of what I'm talking about. So I'll show this on my phone. All right, and that's quite reason stuff here.
All right, this morning we posted at the JUDUE'S Clinic where we have medical drugs donated by everybody from the USA, and the JUDUE'S citizens are here this morning, along with the clinical staff, to receive the medicine that were purchased by everybody to help the citizens of JUDUE'S. So we are here at the clinic. So you can invite your friends to join the show this morning. We are here to witness the exercise. I'm here with some media colleagues. Our Ricky Kamle is also represented here this morning, and we are here with Anthony Kuya Jr. and that of Chris Campbell. We are posted this morning here at the JUDUE'S Clinic with the Stand. Yeah, don't stand. Okay. They want to they want to parler ça moi voyons bébé là parce que they want to tip when you
Yeah, so I just wanted to show you a little bit of what
image of the drug.
All right, so that's something that Mr. BOLEY did, and I think it's admirable. That's something that I really admire, and I want to say congratulations to Mr. Weir once again. I mean, imagine this is just $2,000 worth of medication the brother sent over there. Imagine, say for example, the well over $15,000 and that we gave to the former president, that he took, if you like, to Liberia, $7,000, taken unilaterally by himself and went to Liberia. Imagine what we can do with $7,000. Just $2,000 the brother sent over there, and you got all those medications. Imagine what we can do with $15,000. Imagine what we can do with $3,000. That's some money too. Imagine what we can do with the money now that is being used to rent another hall in Minnesota for convention. Imagine what we can do with that. Imagine. So we sit down and we bicker over trivialities, and then our people over there, they are suffering. Paracetamol, ibuprofen, medication for malaria and stuff like that. These are things we can send a truck for over there to our people to stack up the clinic, or they call it hospital over there. But no, we don't. Those things, they are not important to us. What is important to us is power. I am the president. I am the chairman of the board of directors. I am X, I am Z. It's about title. And so something that we can just sit down as a people and solve easily, we drag on for 10 months. And it's still going on. So we really want to say thank you to Mr. BOLEY. Great job right there. We admire you. Thank you so much. Now, I just saw some people, a lot of people following right now. I saw Minister Ojukwu earlier follow Alice Noah, President Francis Clark Myers, Alfred, Amelia Tijana, and Vice President Oboti Baba. How you doing? Welcome aboard. Now, somebody must be asking, what happened to your guest today? I had a guest today, this young man right here. That's Christian Tababo. Should have been my guest today, but something happened. And so he declined at the last minute. That's why he's not here today. But we'll make another arrangement on that. But the guest we have on the platform tomorrow is one of the guys that contested in 2017, Reverend Kolo. I posted Mr. Kolo picture here. Not yet. Okay. I haven't prepared a talking point yet. All right. So Mr. Kolo will be here tomorrow. Tababo, who is the Labor Commissioner of SINOE, he wants to contest at World 2023. And so he wanted to talk to us, but he didn't show up today. All right. Because something happened. I think he said his aunt passed away and they were doing the burial. But Martin Yeshua told me when we started the arrangement, but hey, things happen. So that's what Christian is not here today. Like I said, Mr. Kolo, Reverend Kolo will be my special guest tomorrow on the platform, beginning at 1 p.m. my time, which will be 5 p.m. in Liberia. Join us tomorrow so that we can talk to Reverend Kolo. Hopefully, there wouldn't be a problem for his end as well. All right, so that's something that I want to throw out there to you. Now, let's get to something else that I want to talk about. I call this post-analysis of Supreme Rabbi Honorable BESTMAN J. JUDUE'S interview with ESOTERIC. I saw Mr. JUDUE was my guest yesterday on Voice of SINOE, and he opined on the conflict in the union. He made some commitment on things that he would do. And so Mr. JUDUE told us yesterday that he was going to call the forces involved in the conflict. That's the first thing he's going to do. So hopefully he did that yesterday. He's going to call the former president, Mr. ESOTERIC, and others. He was proposing that the people fly to Pennsylvania, if possible, if we can take money from our account so that we can fly the people over here so that they can sit in one room face to face and talk. He said he's willing to be the facilitator of that process. That's something Mr. JUDUE said yesterday, in essence, those that intervened before, the elders, apparently they are not expert in conflict resolution. The concerned members, apparently they are not experts in conflict resolution. And those people failed. And so Mr. JUDUE told us yesterday he's going to do something about it to make sure that this conflict is resolved. And the roadmap, according to him, the right way or the right place to start the first step is to bring the guys in one room. And that's the good place to start. And according to him, I listened to him yesterday, keenly. He said, when we get in the room, let's forget about who did X or who did Z, shouldn't wake sleeping dogs, so basically. And so, according to his expertise, let's try to deal with the issues one at a time. Let the first one comes, we'll deal with it. The first one come out rather, and deal with it, and then we'll move on to the next one. I don't know whether that is possible, though. Given that he admitted the former president, Mr. JUDUE, has paid for a hall, and I'm not quite sure they are willing to forfeit that money. I don't know whether the policy of the hall, or the person, the renter, the hall from, whether the people that have no reform policy. I'm not quite sure of all of that. But from the local things, the guys are resolved. We had a teleconference the other day with some of the guys from Minnesota, and they said they have already done what they could to get a convention, called fake and pseudo convention going in Minnesota, or unconstitutional convention. So let's see what BESTMAN JUDUE will do. But Mr. JUDUE said something yesterday. Again, it's post analysis from the interview I had with Mr. JUDUE yesterday. Mr. Judo, I think I asked him about the concerned members, why he wasn't part of it and that. And the concern he raised was Madam Idepoa, who was the head of the concerned members, has a relationship with one of the board members, which is Mr. Boto Jawi. And so it creates conflict of interest, you know. And he said the woman reached out to him. He didn't reach back to the woman. You know, Mr. Judo, what I thought Mr. Judo could have done when he said that the presence of Madam Idepoa or serving as the head for people that will broker a deal will create conflict of interest, I thought he would have called the lady to let her know. You know, instead of staying back and not saying anything, not calling her back. And then the woman will go and then the process short. Is it because of conflict of interest? It could be. Who knows? Because I heard some of those things from the other side is saying, or Boto Jawi woman, Boto is controlling Edith and all of that. And maybe it could be one of the problems why the negotiation did not yield the expected outcome. But I was a little shocked yesterday when Mr. Judo said conflict of interest, Idepoa involvement creates conflict of interest. And in the same token, he said, this is a family organization. You know, so in a family setting, do you want total stranger to negotiate? We are family. And so when something happens in the family, let the family handle it. You don't need us our forces. We don't need to bring all that Western concept, conflict of interest and all those things. It's family matter. Mr. Judo himself said it was a family issue. And so Idepoa is part of the family. So when she intervenes, I don't see anything wrong with that. There shouldn't be any conflict of interest. What interest does she have in it? The only interest she has is for the union to come together. That was the only. It's not. She's not getting any kickback from anywhere. She's not getting any incentive financially. So when the Congress said yesterday it will create conflict of interest, I don't know exactly what he was referring to. For somebody to take their own time and they could have been doing something else, you know. So I just told Mr. Judo, who appreciated the lady yesterday. If you look at the union, a lot of the ladies are staying back. And Madam Idepoa, she mustered the courage and to participate, giving her experience in the past, brokering a peace deal that brought ultimately brought Mr. Obako Yema to power. You know, so at the time when she participated, wasn't it a conflict of interest at the time when she participated in the 7-year conflict? Or maybe she never had a tie with Mr. Boto Jawi. But I still don't find how somebody would be making effort to bring our community together, and somebody will say, you know what, that's conflict of interest. Now, the question is, Mr. BESTMAN Julu, is he not related to anybody in the union? Now, he wants to be the facilitator. Now, wouldn't that also create conflict of interest? No. Or it's just Idepoa? Is Mr. BESTMAN Julu, who are called the rabbi of the Sapo Nation, is he not related to any of the board members? He's not related to any of the executive members? No. He's not. He doesn't have any link. So no conflict of interest will arise in that situation. You know, so let us, he started fine when he appreciated the board of directors and the executive for the next quarter and all of that. That was a good move. But I expected him to have also given panegyric praises to Idepoa. But he said, no, that's conflict of interest. That's conflict of interest. Her involvement, where all the women are sitting back and watching the show, EDIASPORA involvement creates conflict of interest. So again, it begs the question, would Mr. BESTMAN Judy involvement not create conflict of interest as well? Is he not related to anybody in the union? He's not? Probably not. But I don't hold that view. I think he related. Because he said, from an initial premise, said that we are community. We are a family. And he was going as far as referring to the chairman of the board of directors, Mr. Issa Sabe, as uncle. You know, other people, you are calling their uncle. So now, if you want to negotiate and you are calling somebody uncle, are you not also creating a situation where conflict of interest will arise? No. So I got some issue with that yesterday. You know, and that's what Voice of Sound is here for. We do justice to all, you know. We don't cherry pick, you know. Judy and I, he's a good guy. We don't necessarily agree on everything, but he's a smart guy. When it comes to working, he's a guy, somebody that I admire. The COVID relief package that President Francis Myers distributed to the members, he spearheaded that. He was a chairman. He did a marvelous job with that project. He's a great guy, but I think he stumbled yesterday when he said, "Man, EDIASPORA involvement in the negotiation it created conflict of interest," and he himself has connection. He has familial relationship with. He has genealogical ties with some of the members in the union, on the board of directors, in the executive, and he's talking about conflict of interest. So that was an issue yesterday with that talking point or that line. But let's see what Mr. Judy told us. I mean, approximately 2 weeks. We want to see something coming, breaking news, to bring the union together. That would be a good thing that I want to see. You know, but let us not create the impression that we are different people. You know, let's give everybody the opportunity to bring their efforts, their expertise, their ideas, their knowledge on board, and so that we can do what we can do to get our union together. That should be our goal. It shouldn't be about conflict of interest and conflict of not interest and all those things. All right, so that's the major thing that I took from Mr. Judu's point yesterday. But he has some suggestions. So if you want to read more, or if you want to get more information on what Judu said yesterday, the video is out there. His PowerPoint as well. He sent a PowerPoint to me. I published the PowerPoint on Facebook on my page. You can go there and read it. Why he has his proposal, how to get us to the promised land of unity. All right, that was Judy yesterday. So I just wanted to talk about it a little bit. Now let's get to something else here that I want to talk about tonight, this evening, if you like. So I call this monologue, esoteric monologue. That's what I'm doing. All right. So let's review some things here that I want to look at. Let's see what I want to do here. Let us look at the Democrat, or the father of democracy within the United Sapota Association. You know, Voice of Sound is here not to people say, "Oh, don't talk about that person. Oh, don't talk about other things." Well, I run my show the way I want to. So this one we'll call reviewing the undemocratic flyer of the fake convention in Minnesota. Reviewing the undemocratic flyer of the fake convention in Minnesota. Okay. So I have a couple of words there. So review, when you are reviewing something, you are going over it. Okay. You are going over it. I did it behind the scene. I review it with myself. So I want to review it with you. So reviewing the so when something is not democratic, it doesn't involve everybody, because democracy is the will of the people. Okay, at least from the Western perspective. You know, democracy can be defined different ways. But the way we took it from the perspective of Abraham Lincoln, the government of the people, for the people, and by the people. So when something is democratic, it is the will of the people. The convention in Minnesota is not the will of the people. It is the will of a single man, okay? An angry single man. That's the will of the man in Minnesota. That's the convention. You know, so when something is just unilateral, is from one person, then we call it undemocratic. The other people's views don't matter, okay? That is called undemocratic practices. So the man who took the convention to Minnesota, we call that person a monocrat. The word mono means one, mono. Okay, the root word mono. So when something is, when we say monocracy, it's a government where one person rules. And so we have a monocracy, or we have a monarch, a monocrat in the United Sapota Association. So the monocrat decreed, he issued some totalitarian creed and say, you know what? The United Sapota Association is not a democratic organization. It's a monocratic organization. It is about me. Whatever I say goes. So the monocrat decreed and say, you know what? The convention is going to Minnesota. We are not going by what the General Assembly says. So anything outside the bracket, outside the circumference, outside the orbit of the General Assembly is undemocratic. All right. So flyer is nothing but something that you advertise with. Okay. So we'll be once, and I just trying to break down some of these words. So fake, when somebody is fake, it's not real. It's artificial. It's not genuine. It's not authentic. It's bootleg. Okay. So we have this bootleg convention established, organized by the monocrat in Minnesota, totalitarian by the tyrant of the United States Association, the fake convention, okay? So now let's look at the details of the fake convention. I'm not doing it to promote it, but we want to show you that this gentleman is nothing but a non-democrat. He doesn't believe in the will of the people, okay? He wants to stay in power in perpetuity, forever. He wants to become a king for the United Sapota Association. So you can see the footprints, the visible signs all over the place. Yes, it's visible. The guy is not hiding anything for anybody. That he wants to be the monocrat. He was joyous. He was happy in North Carolina when there was no contender, because that's why he wants. He wants the attention to be on him. Nobody should take attention from him. And so when the competitor declined, he was happy. He was fully elated. And so he got that. And now in time for election, when somebody declared to run against him, it becomes an issue. They impress upon this monocrat forever. The board of directors, they reminded him, yes, sir, we understand it is COVID time. But guess what? We have a document called the Constitution. It gives us certain things to do. So let's go by the constitutional formalities. Let's fulfill those things. The first step is to just set an electoral commission. Do that, sir. The man adamantly refused to do so. And so that's a dictatorial and monocratic tendency right there. When you see somebody does not want to set an election commission, and they say they are in a democratic, or they are the leader of the democratic organization, that's a sign to you that the person is a monocrat. All right, it's a person he wants to be a king, and so that went on. We got ourselves to where we are right now in the union, where the guy is now showing us visibly his monocratic and totalitarian tendencies. All right, so let's see the flyer, the monocratic, or if you want the undemocratic flyer. Yeah, it's the undemocratic flyer from the fake convention. All right, And we'll be looking at the details on that flyer. This is the undemocratic and the fake convention in Minnesota. So here, first of all, anything that is not, again, anything that is not endorsed, anything that is not endorsed by the General Assembly, it is fake. It is not genuine. It is not real. It is unacceptable. It is apocryphal. All right. So we have this flyer. The flyer on the screen right here is nothing but a divisive flyer, a Confucianist flyer, a flyer that is intended to divide a united people. And then the guys had the audacity to put the word united. United Support Association in the Americas, as you're looking at it over there. How would you divide your people and you're saying you are the head of the united people? United Support Association, that's what the guys put there, the title of that piece, of the fake flyer. United Support Association in the Americas. Who is on the vibration, the moral vibration of Dark Sayopode? We believe that the convention in Minnesota, the fake convention organized by the monocrat, Rico Drio, is actually those people over there, they are united, our organization. The guys who have said Divided Support Association in Americas, it would make sense to me. That would have made sense. That would have made sense to that. Divided Confucianist Support Association in Americas. That would make sense. But you can't call it united. When you cannot speak to your brothers and your sisters, your auntie, your uncles, you are not speaking to them. And you call yourself united people? All right, so that's the first flaw. That's what makes this convention fake. Nothing is real about it. It is an emotional, sentimental convention organized by the monocrat who does not want to go for an election. He doesn't want to go for election because he is afraid for a woman to defeat him. And so the brother organized a fake convention in Minnesota. And he said, 2020 National Convention. It's not national. It's Minnesota Convention by the monocrat. Okay? And you have to understand here, we'll have to make something vividly clear. The convention in Minnesota is not supported by all members in Minnesota. The guys met the other day at the residence of the monocrat, and a heated debate started there. There were some members that were open. That opened the stool in the crowd and said, Mr. President, you are wrong. They told him that. And he was furious. He was angry. Mr. Gio was so angry the other day, and some of the guys, they are saying that those members who said Mr. Gio is wrong, they will expel those members from the Minnesota chapter. See, that's how divisive these guys are. They are divisive people. Highly divisive. So the guy spoke up. A young man, Emmanuel came and stood up and said, ladies and gentlemen, I am in the interest of unity in the union, and not following our constitution is wrong. And so I'm standing before the former president to let him know I'm not going to go behind his back and talk about him. I'm going to say in his face that Mr. Gio, you are wrong. Emmanuel Salio de Raulo. Ebe green bache. O bache. You know, and so there were some other gentlemen, some guys that were there to say, no, sir, if you call yourself a Democrat, then let the people speak. And so the man just spoke. The Secretary General of that chapter spoke, Godwin Chanter. He buttressed the sagacious remark of Emmanuel, and other guys came. And so the march is gradually, if not expeditiously, moving from on green. The members in Minnesota. Today, the guys are having an executive meeting. Tomorrow will be the general meeting. And from the local things, this meeting that is scheduled to be held in Minnesota, it will actually it will be a watershed meeting. It either breaks that chapter apart or it unites the chapter. That's the kind of, because the members are ideologically divided. They are not supporting a minute group of people. Few elements are supporting the former president. And an avalanche, a multiplicity of the members, they are in support of the board of directors or the Constitution, if you like. Because the guys were reading the letter. They read the letter because the guys that wanted to divide the people, so they carry propaganda. They said nothing in the Constitution that says that the General Assembly should decide where convention should go. And that's the kind of bad propaganda, the rhetoric the guys were carrying around. There is nothing in the Constitution that says that the president or the General Assembly should decide where convention goes. And then later, those of us who are incessant readers of the Constitution, the people reach out to us. And we say, no, whatever those guys are saying is a big, fat lie. The Constitution is clear. The General Assembly decides where convention goes and not a monocrat, you know. And so right now, they are not pushing that argument anymore because we are sending the constitutional evidence to the people. We did that already. And so now let's exhaust this fake flyer from Minnesota. All right. Another thing on the flyer, if you look here, they say Thursday, August 19, meet and greet. And the Poya Vincent Avenue. Everything is at the Monocrat house. That's Vincent place, that Green's house. That's where everything going. Okay. They can't get a hall for that because they know it's a waste of money. Because I mean, the people that they are not many anyway. So like just go in Green living room and go gather there. So they go do meet and greet. When we had the convention in North Dakota, we didn't go in the local president's living room. The guys rented a hall. That's where we had the convention, the meet and greet was held. But this one, they say, you know, meet and greet, Vincent Avenue, Brooklyn Center, at the house, either is the house of the chair lady or the former chair lady, who is the person who is emboldening Green Judeo to carry on the confusion, Madam, the former chair lady, Madam George Sion. You know, so they carry meet and greet to either Green's house or the former Madam Joyce Sion's house. Imagine an organization that has over 5,000 members. Because of division, they are going to have meet and greet in Green living room. Where 10 people, when the 10 people get in there, the place is filled. And the place they're going to have convention meet and greet. Now, they say on Friday, August the 20th, you know, they're all over the place, okay? So they got here, deliberation, projects, and other developments, okay? That's what they want to do, projects and other development. I don't know, the project agreeing already to Manajosi to $60,000. That's what they're going to deliberate about again, or maybe that's something else they're going to do. The $60,000. They may authorize the lady when you are in Joazon, before I get to America, make sure and get me $60,000 in my account so I can build 3 next quarter. That's why important to the guy. And so they say project. So I don't know, it's the next quarter they're going to be talking about again. It's up to them. I don't know. All right, now that's Friday. The same day, you got to understand the venue different. So over here, the next where they're going to have on Friday deliberation, they say 7001 78th Avenue, Suite 200. Okay, the guys are going in a suite. Okay, suite. They are not plenty, so they're going Brooklyn Park. This one from Brooklyn. The first one it was in Brooklyn Center. The next one is going to Brooklyn Park. All right, so they're all over the place. Now the next one they're going to say Saturday, August the 21st. They're doing fundraising, okay? Fundraising, State of the Union and ball, okay? State of the Union, this is what the State of the Division. headed by a Green Code. You can say State of the Union when the people are not united, when you are dividing the people. So I'm here to put the English, the language in proper perspective. Green is just doing all these things to divide. So if you do that, you keep exposing yourself. You can't say State of the Union. No, it's State of Green, State of Mother George saying, State of Elder Boy saying, stuff of that nature. It will make sense. You can't say State of the Union and 99% of the members in the union, they are not coming there. They are not coming to convention. You see State of the Union? No. So Green, this is not State of the Union. It's State of Green. State of Mother George saying. State of Elder Boy saying. All right? On this and Sunday again, appreciation and farewell, barbecue. So if you look at the flyer, ladies and gentlemen, there is nothing on it that says election. All right? That is what I said. This is a fake convention. This year is an election year. And Green Coach Dio says he's having convention for the United Support Association. And at the convention, that's where we elect our leaders. There is nothing on the flyer that says there will be election. And so the guy wants to remain in power forever. So there should be no election. All right? Green is the king. He's a supreme leader. He's everything. Okay? So there should be no election. So no election was mentioned on the flyer. Nothing. They're just going there and put Green back because Green is afraid of election. And so this is the fake convention that the guys they are having in Minnesota. So that's it. Fake convention right there. You see that for yourself. Do you want to go to that convention where your voice will not be heard, where it will be all about Green? No election? Nothing. You want to be there forever. I don't know how many years they're giving you with Constitution they're going by. We don't know. Because they say they are not part of us, the union. They are not going by what the Constitution says. Okay? So that's it. The man defined himself already. One man. Whatever one man says, that's why they follow us. That's what they do. So they're afraid to go for election. Now, let me show you the original convention flyer that you have to go to. The original one. That the one you're supposed to go to. All right? Don't go if you go to Minnesota, if you are not a member of our organization and you go to Minnesota, it tells me that you believe in division. That's what it means. If your neighbor house is on fire, you don't pour kerosene on it. You don't pour gas on it. You find a way to extinguish that fire. So anybody who goes, who is not of the Sapo Association of the Sapo, or who is not of Sapo origin, if you go to Minnesota for that convention, it tells me you believe in division. That's what it means. You believe in division. All right? You believe in division. You believe in division. And that's why it tells me. So I didn't save the original flyer here on my device, but it's out there on my page. Go and look at it. It got the information are consistent where the people will be meeting. But this one tomorrow, the Green will carry on his side. The next day, you go in the next man's living room. The other one, the third day, goes in the other person's backyard. You see how low the guy brought our organization. It is now a backyard organization for few persons or few people. That's it. That's how low our organization has come. An organization when we call last convention in North Dakota, the hall, no space. Now the man said you have a convention. They're going to somebody's backyard. They call it convention because he's angry. He can't come and sit down with brothers and sisters so that they can hammer things out. The people beg their brother, the elders beg their brother, the members, the concerned member, they beg their brother. And he said, no, I'm not listening to anybody. I'm going to my so-called United Convention in Minnesota. And somebody will go there. We call on all the community organizations in and out of the United States to not go to Green Code Judeo Convention because the God is the king of division. That's why he is, nothing else. The God believes in division, nothing else. There is no way that all the elders in the union will back you. The great man, Elder Tusua, begged Green Judeo, and he refused to listen to the elder. The people knelt down to him, backing him, and he said no. Elder John Blah begged the brother, and he said, no, I'm not listening to you guys. The former superintendent, Afro Bodwell, Swinian, he begged Green. Green said, no, I'm not listening to you. The young people, headed by Idapua, they came and begged the brother. He said, no, I am still going to my Minnesota convention. I'm not going to listen to anybody. Okay? So we have this guy, 24/7. He thinks about nothing else. I was told the last meeting, the man said, he is resolved to the point where if it costs him to stay alone, he will stay alone. He's not going to listen to anybody. That's how terrible this guy is. Terrible guy. The people gave him a united organization, and the guy is happy to divide it. He leaving the people with a divided organization, and that doesn't bother him. How can you sleep at night, Mr. Judeo, when your people are divided? How do you sleep at night when people in Joison, the clinic over there has no medication, and you are putting over $15,000 in your pocket? How do you sleep at night? How do you sleep at night when the people approve 12 students for scholarship and you only send 6? How do you sleep at night? And the 6, you didn't implement it. How do you sleep at night, sir, when the people gave you $10,000 to give our people aid in the middle of the virus and you fail to do that? How do you sleep at night, sir? How do you sleep at night when the elders, they are begging you and you are not listening to them? Mr. Judeo, how do you sleep at night? How do you sleep at night when all the members heard about the either poor, when the people kneel down to you and begging you? How do you sleep at night? How? How do you sleep at night when you have people like Robert Tuba that gave $500 to go to SINOE and gave our children copybooks? He was on your delegation, and the guy ate the money, and you said, now how do you sleep at night, sir? How do you sleep at night when you went to SINOE with over $15,000 in your pocket and you didn't buy a book bag for the children? How do you sleep at night? And you are bragging about devaluing your people. You are bragging about Ness's quarter that you did not take money from your pocket. The money that built the Ness's quarter is the people in the union that you are disrespecting right now, that you don't want to listen to. Those are the people money. It's not your money. How do you sleep at night, sir? I know you're having nightmares. All doctor you put is on my back. I can't even sleep. Get angry all you want. Anybody who wants to get angry, get angry. But you are not going to look at the plight of the people. You are not seeing it from the distance. You went there. The people are living like people in the Paleolithic period. People in the Stone Age era. You look at that. You saw it. But you say, you know what? No, I'm not going to listen to anybody. I'm going to build my Ness's quarter where the children don't read. Where it doesn't, when somebody gets sick, they don't go there to get Tylenol. No. It doesn't clean the water for the people. No. The Ness's quarter that God thinks about 24/7. How can you be in the 21st century and you're talking about Ness's quarter when your people don't have access to education? When malaria is injecting the people with plasmodium. And you're talking about Ness's quarter 24/7. When a misleader is in power, this is what you get. The Bible is right. The Bible is right on this one. It says, the people perish when the visionless is in power. All right? The people perish when those are an individual who lacks vision is in power. The people perish. Our people are perishing in SINOE County because we have a leader that has no vision. But the only thing he thinks about is next quarter. That's it. That's the only vision. Next quarter in Joazon, next quarter in Kabade, next quarter in Pinetown, next quarter in Vubadi, next quarter in Benable Creek, next quarter everywhere. That's next quarter. And our people don't sleep in those things. Their houses are leaking. They have no electricity. We can buy a generator. We can buy the biggest generator and power Benable Creek. We can buy a generator for all the towns in SINOE, the sample towns. We can do that. We got the financial capability to do that. We can put medication in all the clinics in the sample land. We can do that. We can support the people to have a massive farm. We have a capability to do that. We have the ability to build a state-of-the-art library and put computers and put books and put stuff there for our children to read. No, those things are not important to Green. It's not a quarter. You know why Green is doing that? He wants to keep our people blind. All right? Blind leading the blind. The Americans and the Chinese and the Japanese and the Russians, they are not running competition because the people are building Nessus Quarter. No, they are competing because of education. They educate their people. That's what the people do. But our president, our former president, is fixated on Nessus Quarter because he wants to go there and fool the people with Yama English so the people can know what he's saying. Because he went there and said, we, the sophisticated people, you're beating your chest. We, the sophisticated man comes to America and say, what? I'm a lion in the cage. I will divide my people. And I will keep talking about Nessus Quarter. I will not talk about building schools in our place. I will not talk about reducing the infant mortality rate in the place. No, I'll be talking about Nessus Quarter 24/7. That's why on my mind. That's the only thing I can think of. All right. So this is the man, the visionless man, is the one that is having convention in Minnesota. So all the presidents of the various Liberian or non-Liberian organization in the U.S., if you go to Green Core Geo fake undemocratic convention in Minnesota, then you are nothing but divisionists. You believe in chaos. You believe in the philosophy of Charles Taylor, breaking the people apart. That's what you believe in. Anybody who takes upon themselves and take your resources, it's like you are financing your war in the United States Association. The same way Alan Johnson Sally and those people, they finance the war of Charles Taylor in Liberia and they murder innocent people. And that's what you are doing. Because when you break our union apart, it is more than a physical rifle war. You are breaking our people apart. Don't go to. I called on President Soin of SINOE County Association in Americas to not go to Green Core Geo Convention. In fact, I am flabbergasted that President Thomas Soin hasn't intervened. All the organizations from SINOE County, they are under the umbrella of SINOE County Association in Americas. But you know, some of the leaders that we have, I don't know how they call themselves. When SINOE County does well by the efforts of these little organizations, it improves our county. When those very organizations are divided, when there is a conflict in their midst, it affects SINOE County. So one would have thought by now President Thomas Soin would have intervened, but he is sitting back. The house, his next door neighbor house, is on fire, but President Thomas Soin is sitting down. He's sitting. He's not doing anything. No intervention, no delegation to intervene. But I would say we got SINOE County Association in Americas. The Delaware Valley Chapter leadership, they have not intervened. The SINOE County Association in Americas, no intervention, nothing. But you know, how can strangers I call them strangers now because they don't want to help. They don't want to help. They don't want to come to our aid. When the various chapters in the union, the presidents of the various chapter of the United Sapota Association themselves, they are quiet, at least with the exception of President Francis Clark Myers, who came public. But the rest of them, no statement. They are quiet. What makes you a leader? You are the pillars of the very organization of the organization. So when you are quiet, then I mean, what sort of leader are you? Florida chapter president, Mr. Brown, has not spoken. No position. The president, Dave Cooley, he took side with Green Cordial. The Minnesota chapter president, Casey Wiley, is in the middle. He's vacillating right now. He doesn't know what. The guy is discombobulated. He's confused. Because the other people pushing, and the other people, when he goes, he issued a statement the other day, the people sent a meeting citation. And he instructed his secretary. That meeting citation, they said, oh, we don't know nothing about it. The man went to the meeting, they hit him. He started begging, oh, I'm begging you. I'm sorry, oh, I will not do it again. So Casey Wiley apologized for doing the right thing. Yes. So Casey Wiley, I don't know where he stands. The man is an invertebrate. No spine. You can't stand up to Green Gorgio and they bully you. And you apologize to them for doing the right thing. You the leader of that chapter. You are the leader. And then the people went behind you and did some kind of thing and sent meeting citation. And you did the right thing and said, we don't know about that meeting. And then you went to that very meeting again, and then you have to apologize for the people hitting you up. President Kolo, who I told you is a brave guy, no statement from his office. Although he has a position. But I want all the president, Mr. Sen Yanwule, I expected him to have said something by now. No. Let me see. Let me showcase the various leaders of the chapter. Not Carolina. Mr. San Yangle. No statement from his side. The union is divided and these people can't speak, but they say they are chapter leaders. You have to have a position statement. Send it to Voice of SINOE or wherever place you want to send it so we can know where you stand. San Yangle said nothing. He's quiet. All right? President Myers came public. She advocated for peace. Let everybody come together. But President Myers is, I was told the last time I checked, she is the head of the local leadership president. Where is your statement, Madam President? Where are you guys collective statement? You are the leader for the very chapters. No statement from your office, even though you came public. You are the only person that came public and spoke to some of the ills going on in your organization. You did the right thing. But as a leader, you have an obligation to the members. Even at the chapter level. Why can't you put your statement out and so we can tell where you stand? But at least I wanted you to put a statement out as the leader of all the chapters in the union. Well, nothing to that effect in that direction. And so that's a negative on the part of President Myers. Where is President Kolo? I took a picture down. I think I did so. Dave Cooley and I took all of them pictures down. Yeah, because they're not doing the right thing. All right, so that's President Myers. So Dave Cooley, he took side with Gio. Gio divided the people. So he went with the people that divided. Obare, the Joyce, people dividing your people and you put them on your back. You carry them around. How is that okay? How is that okay when you put this guy on your back and carry him around for doing the wrong thing? That Boley where you got to put on your back. Boley is the man that you're supposed to put on your back. That carrying life-saving medication. That way can save life. Medication that way can save life. Not Nesecoro. Nesecoro does not save life. It's medication. When you go to the doctor, they don't give you Nesecoro. They give you medication. So you got, Madam Joyce, she take green from her back. She got to put green down. The person she's supposed to put on her back are the man right here. Boley is the one that's supposed to get on Joyce back. And not Green Julio. Green Geo does not deserve to be on your back. It's Mr. BOLEY. The man is saving lives. And you are supporting Green Geo for one necessary quarter in the place. And people can hear. All right. So anybody who goes to Minnesota Convention, you believe in division. And so I'm taking note going forward. I will make sure and mark your faces. Those that will go to that convention, I will know that you don't believe in peace. I'm an evidentialist. And so when you go to that convention, I will make a special video and just save it on my YouTube on my YouTube page and say the United Confucianists within the United Apostolic Association. I'll put a title there for future reference for generation that will come after, so they can see the choir of Confucianists, so they can see them. And so when you are listening to me now, if you don't want to be brought on voice of SINOE as the champion of Confucian, don't go to Minnesota Convention. Come to Florida. The Constitution of our union is clear. When the board of directors and the executive cannot agree, when they have a dispute, they can't agree. The Constitution says we should go to the convention so the General Assembly can decide. That's what our document says. It didn't say a monocrat should decree. It didn't say a dictator should decree and carry another convention somewhere. It didn't say that. And so when people are doing the wrong thing, we'll bring you right here. So if you know what I know, when you go to Minnesota, I don't show your face on camera because I will bring you right here. I will bring you right here and expose you to the global community. This is a lady of Confucian. This is a gentleman. Should I say gentleman? Or man of Confucian. You can be a gentleman when you're dividing your people. No, gentle people don't do that. All right. So I will tell you that. So that's the fake convention. The fake convention that Green Coach Dio is having. So now let's get to the next one. The major reason Mr. Andrew Sua provided to G Coach Dio for which Green refused to go to Florida. The major reason. You see, Green got some people around you that know stuff. They know the truth, but they do not want to follow the truth. They know not-for-profit organization policies. They understand it. When I came to the U.S., Mr. Andrew Sua, I still respect that man for two major reasons. His humility is very humble man. And another thing I like him, his work ethics. Mr. Andrew Sua, when he is giving you a job, he does it to the best of his ability. He puts his time and energy and everything into it. I admire him for that. He is an intelligent man as well. He's not emotional and say stuff randomly. But you see, good people sometimes can make mistakes. And it takes another good man to correct that good man. And the good man that you put there is identifying a good man who is on the verge of ruining his own record. Mr. Andrew Sua knows very well that Green is wrong. And so he said, Green should not go to Florida because when he goes there, the board of directors, they have the authority. He knows that. He knows that. And so we're going to share that reason with you. I don't come here and just say stuff to you. I bring everything supported by evidence. From the people themselves, from the news, according to the news maker, and the people that make the news, and then the messenger. That's how your people that will bring the message to you. They bring the news. I'll broadcast the news to you. But then it will start blaming the broadcaster. Oh, that man put in trouble. Okay, don't give me the news and I will not broadcast it to the people. But once you give me the news, why you make the news? The news is meant to be broadcast, to be brought to the people. And so once you give me the news, I will bring it to the people. Whether it make your eye blue, yellow, green, red, black, whatever color your eyes will turn to, I will bring the news here. And so now the honorable, should I say honorable? No, I will suspend that title for now. I just say Mr. Sua, our former Secretary General. When he gets in the box of honorability again, then I will attach that title because I'm big on words, you know. So when you take yourself from the circumference of honorability, I will suspend the title and see whether you will make reform. Once we make reform, I will restore the title. So right now, as of now, we are restoring, we are reserving the title. We are indefinitely, if you like, suspending the title honorability or honorable that was affixed to Mr. Andrew Sua. And we are taking it, we are suspending it indefinitely until he gets back on track. And I'm still confident that he will do the right thing because he is telling us exactly in his own words that the board of directors, they have authority. And so Green Coach Dio, he advised the men, don't go to that place. Because when you go there, you will get in trouble because the guys are in power. And so the best thing they can do in order for you to not get in trouble, I will read that thing to you as well. So let's go to what Green said. I mean, Andrew Sua, Mr. Sua, our Secretary General. All right? Our former Secretary, I should say. So this is a very nice man, very decent man, very decent man. He's the engine, one of the engines beyond the monocrat in chief. Yes, and I got my other brother, young brother. He knows the truth, but he doesn't want to follow the truth. So Mr. Andrew Sua, knowing what he knows, somebody who worked in the not-for-profit sector for many, many years. He was working with John Tyler before. John Tyler is one of the type of guys who understands not-for-profit organization. I don't know why we don't reach out to the people with knowledge. You know, I don't know, we are intimidated by people with knowledge. I don't know what is wrong with our people. You know, when you have knowledge, I don't want you arrogant. I don't want to listen to him. Yeah, if you want something, you have to home when you're sick. Do you go behind the horse? No, you go to the doctor. Is it because the doctor is arrogant? That's why you're not? No, you got to go to the man. So when the person has knowledge, you go after the person. And so I'm going after Mr. Andrew Sua. He has knowledge, but the knowledge is being applied erroneously. It's not being applied correctly. And so this is where he erroneously applies knowledge. Let's look at what Mr. Andrew Sua wrote. He said he wrote this on one of the posts when Samuel Shebwe interviewed the monocrat. This is where Mr. Sua wrote this statement, and that's where I got it from. He said, addition to why the national executive cannot go to Florida. Now, Mr. Sua talking to you, not me. Addition to why the national executive cannot go to Florida. All right. That's the title of a piece. So he goes on to say, according to non-profit law in the United States, now Mr. Sua read, I told you the man knows not-for-profit organization. He understands it very well. According to non-profit law in the United States, a legitimate board of directors is mostly the point of contact when there is fiduciary mismanagement. Now, Mr. Sua talking, not me. All right, not me. Let me do something here quickly before we analyze that statement. Please share with your friends. Say your friend and come here why Mr. Sua to why Green is not going Florida. All right. I want to do something here quickly. Just give me a second. 1 second. The man in they speak BB book. All right. BB book. So they can confuse you. So I will break the BB book down for you. So he said, addition to why the national executive cannot go to Florida. When he said national executive, I'm talking about Green Coach Rio. That's a national executive. And he said, according to non-profit law in the United States, a legitimate board, when you say legitimate, that a person that the people know, that a person that is recognized, the legitimate board. So the board of directors of the United States, they are the legitimate in a non-profit organization. All right. The illegitimate board of director is most, when you say most, all right, it's the highest, it's the superlative degree. The most or the highest, It's mostly the point of contact that the people can contact. The people can contact when there is fiduciary mismanagement. Okay, so let's look at fiduciary, what it means. Let me define that word for you. Fiduciary, according to dictionary.com, it says here, you got several definitions, so I will read them so you can know what fiduciary means. Fiduciary, number one, in law, the definition, in the first one, the law definition number one. A person to whom property or power is entrusted for the benefit of another. Fiduciary. That's the word we are defining. That's the word Andrew Schwab put in that stuff for you. A person to whom property or power is entrusted for the benefit of another. Okay. The board of directors of the United Support Association are the one that get the Constitution gave the authority, the power. The power is entrusted. All the activities and affairs of the entrusted to the board of directors for the benefit of the members. Okay, that's that fiduciary I'm defining here. All right, so the guy here, all investments. So that I'm not reading the example sentence. Let's go to definition number 2. So the first definition says, a person to whom property or power is entrusted for the benefit of another. Then I go to the next definition. Of all relating, let me read that. Of all relating to the relationship or trusts and good faith between a fiduciary and the person for whom the fiduciary acts. Okay, this is the fancy definition, so will I leave that one? That's my point here. Number 3, depending on public confidence for value or currency as fiat money. Okay, so but the major one here that we have to pay attention here that is simple and clear is a person to whom property or power is entrusted for the benefit of another. The board of directors, Mr. Sua knows, they got the fiduciary responsibility, meaning that the powers given to the guys to take care of our organization. He knows that. So he pointed out that to us. All right. That's number one thing that he told us. Let me see something else again here for you. Let me get something else here for you. Mr. Tua used critical words here. Key words that he took. All right. Key words. He selected words carefully because he knows what he's talking about. Because he said, according to non-profit law in the United States, a legitimate board of directors is mostly the point of contact when there is fiduciary mismanagement. Okay, mismanagement. Do we have mismanagement right now in the USAA? Yes. Green Code view is mismanaging our properties, our resources, our money. Okay, fiduciary mismanagement. Other unhealthy circumstances. Okay, Green is orchestrating unhealthy circumstances in our union. All right, that's why we are right now. The circumstances in the United Support Association are not healthy. Mr. Antusua knows that. He knows that. He said, I'll read that sentence from the beginning. It got a lot of things in it. That's one sentence, but it's very rich. According to non-profit law in the United States, a legitimate board of directors is mostly the point of contact when there is fiduciary mismanagement, all unhealthy circumstances, misuse of funds. He put that word there, that expression, misuse of funds. Misuse of funds means misuse of money. All right, misuse of funds given by a grantor from the federal and conflict like what is in our union at present. Okay, so Mr. Suwa saying we got conflict in our union, and as it stands right now, the power is in the hands of the board of directors. All right, he goes on to say, if the executive goes to the 2020 National Convention in Florida without the USAA board of directors rescinding, there's another key word there, rescinding its recent decision, it is probable that the executive will be considered not essential at a convention for the following reasons. Okay? He come and tell you the reason now, but let's read that sentence again. It's critical. If the executive goes to the 2021 National Convention in Florida without the USAA Board of Directors rescinding its reason decision, it is probable that the executive will be considered not essential at a convention for the following reasons. All right, now read the reason. Let me take that bullet point down, the talking point. For the following reasons, he goes on to say, when there is a conflict between the board of directors and the executive, and a law enforcement officer comes around to investigate, the letter written by the board of directors will be likely considered for the reasons mentioned in my first paragraph. Okay? In other words, the executive will become non-functional. All right? These are the reasons why our attendance. All right? Let me read it from my device. The computer over there, when I took it, it didn't copy the whole thing. Let me just read the complete thing from my. Let me read so you can hear what Mr. Andrew Sua said. This is critical, and that's why Green is not going to Florida. Mr. Andrew Sua is telling him the truth. He knows what not-for-profit organization is all about. All right? So he said, don't go over there. When you go there, you'll be in trouble. And we are not doing it to put the man in trouble. We are just saying, follow the law. That's it. Nothing else. So let me read any part of that last paragraph. He said, the best way forward, let me read it first, the last sentence first. When he said, when there is a conflict between the board of directors and the executive and a law enforcement officer comes around to investigate, the letter written by the board of directors will be likely considered for the reasons mentioned in my first paragraph. In other words, the executive will become non-functional. These are the reasons why our attendance in Florida for this year's convention is not possible. Mr. Andrew Sua talking, not me. The best way forward would have been for the board of directors to rescind their decision. Andrew Sua made this, okay? So this is what Mr. Andrew Sua wrote, all right? And this is why Mr. Gio is not going to Florida. Mr. Andrew Sua understands non-for-profit organizations laws, all right? And he said, you know what, don't go to Florida, all right? So you know exactly who is beyond Green Code Gio, who is pushing the guy to divide. You see, Mr. Andrew Sua has still got respect for you, but pushing the guy in the wrong direction is not good. You cannot tell us that the board of directors should rescind the letter when Green Code Gio is not listening to them. It's not listening to the elders. It's not listening to the concerned members. Are you serious? At least the guy is listening. Let me show you something. I want to show you something quickly here. Let me show you something here. It's impressive how the people can use their knowledge wrongly. This is the wrong application of the knowledge. Mr. Sua should not be helping Green to divide the organization. Mr. Sua could have come to Florida to be on the right side of history. And so, Mr. Gio, I told you what I said, but let's go there. We are brothers and sisters. We are the guys that are not going to call. Nobody is going to call police on anybody. That's not what. Nobody is planning that. So I don't see why the guys are pushing Green to do that. Excuse me, guys. I'm making noise. I want to get a paper. I want to get a paper here quickly. Let me see. I got it. I want to share the paper with you. Let me share this with you. All right. Just when the man said rescind, right? When Mr. Sua used the word rescind, this is why he wanted. And let me don't get it for me when you say rescind, right? What it means. I know what it means, but I want to show you what the dictionary says. When you rescind something, what does it mean? All right.
Rescind.
Okay, so when you rescind, That's rescind. So the man used the word rescind, and rescind, according to dictionary.com, it means to they use all the big words again, you know, to abrogate. When you abrogate something, you get rid of it. To annul, to revoke, to repeal, to invalidate, you know, to say that it's not legitimate anymore, to take it back by a later action or a higher authority, you know. So the man said they should rescind the letter. And this is the letter that Mr. Andrews, who I wanted people to rescind. And let me read the letter to you, what the board of directors said. And that's what Mr. Sua said, you know what? Whatever the elders say, whatever the board of directors say, whatever the members of the union they say, don't listen to them. All right? Don't listen to them until those guys, they rescind the communication. Don't listen to anybody else beside the letter. Nothing else. So this is what the elders, the board of directors, they wrote. They were written April the 5th, 2021. Okay? They wrote it. Dear Mr. Green Kojidio, National President, United Support Association in Americas. All right, they put a title, Dear Green Kojidio. Now they said, on behalf of the board of directors of the United Support Association in Americas, I bring you greetings. Over the months, the board of directors has, I don't know why they use the word has, but anyway, the board of directors has observed with grave concerns the rising waves of misinformation, unauthorized withdrawal of money from the association, from the United Support Association in the Americas national account, and disregard of the interests of the Sapo people. Your actions have created unconducive atmosphere for progress and a potential to destroy the unity of the Sapo people. Cognizant of the rising waves of actions, let me get some aquatic solution. Cognizant of the rising waves of actions intended to create divisions within our union, the board of directors convened at an emergency teleconference held on Sunday, February the 28th, 2021, proposed and approved the following resolutions based on a simple majority vote. The board of directors resolved as follows, okay? Number one, that the team Green Code Geo did, what they come in name now, what their decision, the resolution, basically, that your term of office, number one, that your term of office, Mr. Gio, as national president has expired. It is therefore expedient that you cease from functioning as national president of the United Support Association in Americas. All right? There is no law here that says you are fired, okay, or you are sacked. They are saying that your term of office, Green Code Gio or Mr. Gio, as national president has expired. And what are they referring to is the Constitution. It is therefore expedient. It's expedient. Research the word expedient. What does it mean? It is therefore expedient that you cease. They don't say cease doing that. They say it's expedient. Okay? Let's do some little word search here again. Don't take it from me. Expedient. It is expedient, they said. And expedient is defined. So it's saying tending to promote some proposed or desired object, fit or suitable for the purpose, proper under the circumstances, conducive to advantage or interest as opposed to right, acting in accordance with expediency or what is expedient. Let's look at the synonyms of the word. Some of the synonyms is beneficial. You know, when something is expedient, is beneficial to you. You see, it is expedient. It's beneficial. It's convenient. It's helpful. It's politic, not politics. It's polite. In other words, politic. All right. It is profitable. Those are synonyms of expedient. Okay. It is proper. It is seasonable. It is suitable. It is tactical. All right. It is time. It's useful to you, Mr. Judio. It is judicious. It is practicable. It is practical. It is pragmatic. So these are all synonyms of the word expedient. So it is useful to you, sir. All right. They say that your term of office, Mr. Judio, as national president has expired. It is therefore expedient that you cease from functioning as national president of the United States. It is helpful to you. That's what they say. They don't say stop doing it. Number 2, that all members of the National Executive or Executive Committee who were elected with you, term of office has also expired. They said the same thing, right? The board of directors is the legal entity entrusted with managing the effects of the United States Association and is working out plans for the peaceful transition of power through elections. Okay, Mr. Andrew Seward, the secretary, recognized that. He said the board has fiduciary responsibility. They have the power. The secretary acknowledged that. He told Green. All right. So nothing is being manufactured yet. And they don't say peaceful transition of power through selection. They said through elections. All right. They said that. The flyer that I show you from Green here, there is no election on it. Green does not believe in election. Okay. There was no election on that. He went on to say, number 3, that the board of directors work with the USAA's chapter presidents and appoint the National Elections Commission to conduct the general elections in August 2021. The guys are still talking about election. They don't say, we will tell people what to do. The chapters are the pillars. They work with the president. But since the president is no longer covered by the Constitution, the board can work because Andrew Seward said they have the power to run the affairs. If something comes, the law enforcement officer comes, they're not going to Green Coach deal. They come into the board of directors. All right. So the guys have the authority. So they say they will work with the chapter leaders to see where we can go to convention. I'll read that. Don't take it from me. That the board of directors will work with the USAA's chapter presidents and appoint the National Election Commission to conduct the general elections in August 2021. That Mr. Judio or Mr. G. Kojidio or Green Kojidio and all former executive committee members who were duly elected with him, if duly qualified, are eligible to contest the upcoming elections scheduled to be conducted during the gathering of the General Assembly in August 2021, Jacksonville, Florida. Okay. Now the board letter. So the people go around and twisting it around. Oh, they both fire the executive. No. So far, so good. What I've been reading here, there was no fire, no sacking. They are saying your term expired. And the Constitution says that. They're right here. All right. So it goes on number 5. Now that you, the national president, USAA, the executive committee members who were elected with you are no longer officers of USAA. All right. According to the Constitution, they are not according to them. Okay. It is not according to them. It's according to the Constitution. The following USA's bylaws and Constitution provision is hereby invoked. In the absence of the General Assembly, all corporate powers shall be exercised by or under the authority of the board, and the affairs of the United States Association in America shall be managed under the direction of the board of directors as otherwise provided by these bylaws. Okay, Article 13, Section 2.1. In short, the board of directors is the legal entity granted their authorization to manage the affairs of the United States Association in America until general elections are held in August 2021, Jacksonville, Florida. Okay. That's what the guy said. Number 6, resolution number 6, or point number 6. Please note that all documents belonging to USA in your possession or in the possession of any other members of the executive committee, members who were elected with you, will be turned over to the office of the chairman of the board of directors within 2 weeks as of April 5th, 2021. The guys have not done that because they don't want to listen. Even though the Secretary General told us the board, they are the legitimate body. Okay, they are the real people. They are the people that got the authority to run the affairs of the organization. Okay, number 7. In addition, from the date of this letter, you, Mr. Dio, and other members and other two signatories, Mr. Darius Moyne, aka Joseph Yangle, and Mr. Otika Sowen, aka Otika Morris, to the USA's national accounts at its banking institution, Wells Fargo, are not authorized to make any further transactions on said accounts. Failure to adhere to the aforementioned directive will result into serious legal consequences for any violators. Okay, Mr. Andrews understands that the board of directors are the legitimate body for the organization. That's all the guys are only telling you or warning you, don't go to our account anymore to take money. Otherwise, you will go to the law. All right. As members of the board of directors, we believe that we were elected to guide, okay, the board, Mr. Andrews has said that, okay, to guard, protect, and promote the mission and vision of USA, and not our personal interests. The plight of our people remains paramount to us. Therefore, let the words go forth. The United States, not that we stand. Long live our union. Long live the Republic of Liberia. Long live the United States of America. And yours truly, Mr. Isu Sabe, chairman of the board of directors, United States Association. So this is the letter. There is nothing in the communication that says that Green Coach you are fired. It's merely saying your time is over. And so we are reminding you. All right. So people should not go around and spin things to you. All right. And so, oh, the guys fire Green. They don't fire Green. All right. That is not true. That their own document, our own document we're reading here. The document I'm reading here that Green, the project man, Stabby Sinead and no guy that didn't want to wrote it. The man who beyond Green right now. And the guy that wrote the Constitution, that gave up everything that the boy is going by. And the guys are saying, oh, the man fire us. No, they didn't fire you. All right. So the Constitution here, it says here, a national convention to be held in August each year. The date and the host chapter of the convention or national convention shall be determined by the General Assembly. It doesn't say Green Code, but it doesn't say by the President of the Constitution. Article, yeah, this is the Article 22 or 21, actually, according to the copy I have here. A national convention to be held in August each year. The date and the host chapter of the National Convention shall be determined by the General Assembly sitting in convention. It doesn't be standing in your living room in Minnesota. No, it's sitting in convention. All right. So we need to provide this education to our people. Sitting in convention. And it said that the National Convention shall be rotational and hosted by a chapter. Okay. And so this is what the Constitution says. Okay, it didn't fire Green Code GDO. Now, let me bring one thing to your knowledge too. They said tenure of office, according to the Constitution, Article 22, for the copy that I have here. Tenure of office. So, Green Code GDO were elected in 2017, and the Constitution gave 3 years to be president. 3 years. All right, so the Constitution says the tenure of office for all elected, non-elected officer shall be as follows. Okay, and they say that's article again. The copy of the Constitution I have here is right here. All right, that's a copy I'm using. You see, I read the thing, so I got all the thing marked. All right, so over here it says all elected executive officers shall serve the association for a period of 3 years, but not more than 2 consecutive terms. All right, they can go for 6 years, but they can go for 3 years. All elected executive, they don't say board of directors, they say all executive officers. It was in keeping with that the board of directors said your term expired because the people were elected in 2017 in North Carolina. 17, 18, 19, 20. It finished, right? A 3 year. We in 21. The guy saying he's still the president. And that the board said, no, your time over, sir. All elected officers, or executive officer, all elected executive officer shall serve the association for a period of 3 years, but not more than 2 consecutive terms. And that it was in line with this that the board of directors, they wrote a letter to remind the president that his term was over. And the people are going around, oh, the board fired the president. The board did not fire the president. We must say the truth to the people. All right, we must say the truth to the people. That's how it's supposed to be. Say the truth. Your Holy Boss say the truth, and the truth will it will set you free. All right, let me read something to you too before I let you go. One last thing here, so you can be in the know of both sides. All right, maybe somebody will say, "Oh, but read the book and too now. What does it say about the book? How long is it going to stay in power?" Let's see here quickly. I got the book tenure. Or elected officer 3 years. Okay. Executive officers. Let's see the board of directors. Somewhere I mark it. I want to share that with you quickly. Give me a second here. Election shall be conducted by the election commission. The flyer that I show you, Green did not appoint an election commission. No election going on. Election shall be conducted by the Elections Commission, which shall be appointed by the national president. All right. That's Greens who are done that, but he refused to do that. It shall comprise of not more than 5 credible individuals within the community. All right. Green refused to do that. The board of directors. It shall report activities, the board of directors and the National Executive Committee. Let's see. I want to see the board of directors. I don't want to see how many years the Constitution gives them, so you can know. People don't want to read the document, and they'll go around and say, "Oh, the president is being fired by the board." The national president shall, with the consent of the board of directors, appoint the chairperson and members of all standing committees. Okay, so the president did not appoint the board of directors, not board of directors, but the electoral commission. And it has to be it got to be done in consultation with the board. They got to approve it before the guy can appoint them. All directors, okay, let's look at the board attending here. All directors shall be elected to serve a 4-year term. However, the term may be extended until a successor has been elected. Are the Constitution talking here? All right. So people will say the board of directors and the executive are time over the same time, but the Constitution says the executive has three years, and over here it says all directors shall be elected to serve a 4-year term. However, the term may be extended until a successor has been elected. All right. So you can't argue anything here. The guys have no argument whatsoever. And so the board of directors, in as much their successors, again, they were elected 2017 alone in North Dakota and North Carolina, right? So 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, right? That's 4 years. So this year, that's why we're going to convention. All right. So their successors will be elected. Once their successors are elected, when they're re-elected, when the guys re-run, they will stay. When they are not re-elected, they're out. The successor will be elected and they're out. That's what the Constitution says. But the guys don't want to follow the document. They say, "Oh no, everybody turn over at the same time." The North Dakota Convention says everybody goes to convention at the same time. The term is different from continuity. The Constitution speaks of continuity. So the resolution for North Dakota is just telling you when elections should be held. It does not abrogate what is in the Constitution. All right. So the guys, the resolution for North Dakota says the board of directors and the executive should go for election at the same time. That is right. But the Constitution said in a case where everybody turn over at the same time, the board of directors, in as much they don't have people to replace them, their term extended. It's in the Constitution, but people are making noise. So now, this is why we have to go to Florida. Go there after the election. If the board of directors, the guys are in, they're rerunning, you can re-vote them, you can put them back, or you fire them. Simple as that. And the people are making noise. If Green wants to be president and he thinks he did a good job for the past 3 years, he can come and go around, and the people will make the choice. But you say, "No, I have a different convention." And these are the things we have to listen to. Now, okay, let me look at your comment and I'll call it a day. Watching you from Logan Town. Thank you. It is prudent. Thank you, Ernest. I'm watching from St. Paul in Minnesota. Thank you. Thank you. Mr. Panto watching. Mr. Madbu We appreciate you for taking your time to explain to our people the term difference between the executive and board. Thank you, sir. Thank you. And thank you for your effort as well in bringing the union together. You did great all the time. But running away cannot solve the problems. The organization have the power to sue the administration to give account the money they are misused. That's right, Mr. Pyne. That's right. All right, Washington from Lookingtown. It is prudent. I'm Washington from St. Paul, Minnesota. In Minnesota, Washington. President Otello Nkolo will be the last person to give his position statement for the USAA North Dakota chapter. Okay. Why you should be the last man, sir? Why? Since everything going south already, you want to be the last man to declare before the board or the elders? I thought the elders would be the last people after you have all spoken, and then the elders will come. But hey, you know, that's the westernization of our culture. You know, we don't go by our cultural mores anymore. We just do our own thing. All right. My Tijana, I'm watching from the Sunshine State, Florida. You know, that's great. That's great. These are the people that are hosting the convention. You are too much, brother. Thank you. Get you. I don't know what that means. Washington from Liberia. That's Bill Pyne. Thanks for following, sir. Francis Clark Meyer. Thanks, Honorable Weir. All right. Well done, Mr. Weir. Oboti Baba. Happy blessed birthday to Mr. Mane. Washington from Norway and Alfred, thank you. Watching you from Government Council County, Liberia, thank you. That's Sylvester P. Billy. Okay. Happy blessed birthday. I read that earlier. Happy birthday, Mr. Cloud Manning. All right. So those are some of the comments I'm seeing here. All right, that's great, guys. So I just gave you some lecture on the Constitution, the terms of reference, how long each person should stay. The board of directors that term is over per the Constitution, 4 years, 2021, they're over, and that's why we are going to Florida to elect new board members and new executive members. Okay, but the former president said, "No, I'm not following anybody. I'm doing my own thing." All right. So I got one talking point here, and I've been on for a while. I will postpone that. It will be a special one that I will have to talk about another time. Okay. So I have to postpone that. It will take me a while because I have to go through the tape. So this is the talking point I will postpone. Exposing the lies, hatred, and conspicuous jealousy of Mr. Marcus Pyne, failed former president of USAA. I would discuss this one another time. Yeah, it's an audio that he made a few times, and we would deal with it point by point. So people will say, "Oh, you misquoting the man." I will play the man because that's what I'm do. I bring you here, you say something, and I say my own. All right. So we'll have a special show for Mr. Marcus Pyne. He's a former president of the United States Association, a failed president, and we'll discuss his legacy, and we'll discuss his jealousy, his lies, and everything else that he put out there against credible people. And that's why Voice of SINOE is here. We'll do justice to everybody. All the hateful people now will expose all of them. Me, I will do that. You don't like it, I've been to go to the witch and not do nothing to me. Now, when I come inside here, you will be wasting your time. Yeah. The man was telling you he was breaking in that communication that he actually in which himself was saying that I will play it my next show so you can hear it. Please read the elders' September 2020 recommendations and okay. Let me read that quick. Let me do the September 2020 recommendation of the elders. Let me do that. It's a request. Let's see. Let's read it for the audience. I got all the papers here, even though they are not organized. But let's go by Madam Ida Poir recommendation there quickly. Let me see what I can read out for you. Okay, so she says September 20. Okay, let's read out September 12 one. Okay, this is what the elder said. September 12, well, written September 12, 2020. Okay, I'm not making anything up. Let me show it to you. All right, that's the elder's report, right? Good. Let me read it for you. United Support Association in Americas, the Elder Group / Team, September 12, 2020. Report. We, the concerned elders of the Support community in the Americas, thought to mediate in what we saw as a growing threat to the peace and stability of the United Support Association in Americas, as to which group, board of directors, under the leadership of Honorable Issa Sabwe, or the executives, under the leadership of President Green Gideon, leads the association in the face of the corona pandemic. We herewith submit our findings and recommendations. In our approach, we chose to, first of all, meet jointly with the two of you, the governing but the opposing groups of the association, namely the board of directors and the executives. In that approach, we, on August 1st, 2020, through a teleconference, met with you, the said groups, and having listened to your views, recommended that the two of you, board of directors and executives, work or functioning of the association. A cut here, let me see. Okay, so that you work together, basically, that's what it's in. Number 3, it's all over the place. Let me see what I can get. Number 1. All right, this way. Good. So it says that the both of you are here too. We took a second approach. Okay, after that, let me read that one correctly so that we'll be on track. Both the executives and the board said group, let's see, jumping over the place, work functioning of the association. Okay, are here too. We, the elders, sorry, we then took a second approach this time to meet with your two governing groups separately to find out the hold up to the working together as a team recommendation. Again, having listened to your individual views, we have here we put forth the following recommendations. Number 1, that we stand by our earlier recommendation that your two groups work together until general elections are held pending the eradication and resolution of the coronavirus. Number 2, that a joint board of directors and executive committee meeting be called ASAP. At that meeting, a joint meeting or joint or / working committee be set up to draft guidelines for the work or functioning of the association. Okay, they go on to say, number 3, that part of the terms of reference for that setup committee be A, come out with a timetable for the executive to report on the financial position of the association, USAA in parentheses. B, come out with a timetable for the executives to report on the work of the COVID-19 relief committee, including the status of the approved $10,000. That wasn't done. C, come up with a timetable for the appointment of the election commission. Nope, Green did not do it. Number 3, D, other activities for the smooth operation of the association. Such activities could include, but not limited to, events regarding deaths and illnesses of members and their relatives. Okay, the elders get all these things. All right. E, the joint or working committee is not a standing committee and will be dissolved immediately after completing the drafting of the guidelines. All right, the elders, that's elders council, the guidelines. So basically, that's I think it cut here that a concerned elders group be okay. Number 4 here, that a concerned other groups or elders group be allowed to partake or to take part or be part of the working or guidelines drafting committee. Green Code, you also know we don't want the elders on board. We don't want it. And my man Judu yesterday he said, no, one or two elders. The rest you stay away too. All right, number 5. That this working or joint committee reports to the association within 3 weeks. That wasn't done. 6. That besides the ongoing Nessie Quarter project, no new projects should be undertaken during this period. Okay. Green said he's going to undertake another 3 projects. He doesn't let you. Not listening to the. He's not listening to the board of directors. He's not listening to the elders. He's not listening to the members. All right. That besides the ongoing Nessie Quarter project, no new projects should be undertaken during this period. Respectfully submitted, Reverend John Blah, Chairman. Okay, those are the elders' recommendations. The Green Code Geo threw in the trash. He said, "No, I'm listening to you." Then the guy here, number 1, Reverend John C. Blah, right? He's the chairman. Number 2, Honorable Arthur S. Gidio, co-chairman. Number 3, Honorable Alfred D. Bodwell Swinion. Member Honorable Asik K. Jadia Swinion. Member Reverend Ibn Tuswa, secretary. Okay, those are the elders members. The 5 members of the elders that came up with the resolution or the recommendation that Green refused to follow. All right, Manapoa, you said both the what is the next thing you wanted me to read to the audience? Let me see. Sorry, I meant please read the elders September 20th recommendations and also the replies from both the administration and board of directors. Okay, let me look at the replies from both sides now. I read the elders. All right, let me read the recommendations from both sides so that people can know what is going on in the union. All right, let me see. Give me a second here. I got all the communications here. We don't want to talk without giving the people the evidence. And there's the reason why you get low emotional about these things. Yeah. The board of directors too, they have another communication here. Their resolutions where they delineated. What did I do? Oh, sorry guys, there's a little technical problem over there. I think I text something back here. All right, so let's read quickly. I want to share another document with you. Manapoa said I should read that to you. And it's very important so you can be informed of what is going on in the union. Okay. So I want to read this communication from the board of directors. It was written April 5th, 2021, right? To the board resolutions. That after they finished doing everything before they even wrote the president. Another communication they sent. And I'll read the both sides that Manapoa is talking about. They said board resolution, a special teleconference on the board of the board of directors of the United States Association in Americas, USAA, a non-for-profit entity duly established and registered with the state of North Carolina, was called to order on February the 28th, 2021. At the commencement of the teleconference, it was found that a quorum of the board of directors was present. Okay, a quorum. The following resolutions were proposed, approved, and adopted. You said when you say quorum, are the number of people needed for the board to conduct business. Okay. Whereas, listen to this. Whereas the Constitution and bylaws of the USA, which is the organic law that governs both the status, standard, and the day-to-day operations of the association, requires the allegiance of all members and officers of the union. All right. Whereas Article 12, the General Assembly, Section 3 states, 8 General Assembly shall have the power to conduct elections every 3 years for members of the Board of Directors and members of the National Executive Committee at the face-to-face, okay, at the face-to-face National Convention, and it shall also meet once a year to review the activities within the association. Whereas the Constitution further states in Section 3.1 terms, all directors shall be elected to serve their required and stipulated term. However, the term will be extended until a successor has been elected. Whereas the USA Constitution further stipulates in Article 13, Section 2.1, that in the absence of the General Assembly, all corporate powers shall be exercised by on the authority of the board, and the affairs of the United States Association in America shall be managed under the direction of the board, except as otherwise provided by the bylaws. It goes on to say, whereas the term of office of the executive committee expired in August 2020, and the board of directors was obliged to lead USA until the national convention or national elections, but the action of the board of directors was suspended pending the outcome of the discussion with the elders. Okay, they suspended the action because they had discussion with the elders. Okay, the elders were mediating. Whereas in the interest of peace, the group of elders in the Sapo community residing in the United States of America, headed by Reverend John Bly, appealed to the board of directors to negotiate a power sharing arrangement based on two conditions. The basis of the power sharing agreement is as follows. They go on to say the association's money or efforts, let me see, I don't jump here, is as follows. Okay, A, that a joint meeting or committee be formed to comprise of board members, executive committee members, and no more than one elder added to form and to draft some leadership guidelines to serve as roadmap to manage USAA through the coronavirus pandemic. B, that all previously approved projects are funded, but avoid spending of funds on new projects until after the national elections. C, that the president, Mr. Judue, set up an election commission to prepare the organization for general elections to be held in August 2021. Whereas after months of negotiation, of negotiation with the leadership of the National Executive Committee, the president and his team of leaders rejected the elders' proposal and further began a new unscrupulous practice of making unauthorized withdrawal, unauthorized withdrawal of money from the United Support Association in America's national account. Whereas after months, whereas after months of unwavering requests for the submission of the financial report, which is required quarterly as stipulated in the Constitution, was finally submitted to the board of directors after several months of delay. The financial report, however, revealed the withdrawal of monies from the national account of USAA without authorization or approval of the board of directors on several occasions. The action of unauthorized withdrawals of money from the USAA National Bank account by members of the executive committee is a violation of the bylaws and constitution of the association, therefore is unconstitutional. Whereas the president forwarded a voucher to the board requesting the approval of funds for one of the board members who is unemployed due to illness, and whereas the board loved and welcomed the idea of helping all sick members of USAA. As a result, the board voted and resolved that a health policy be developed for the association to cater to the needs of the members who are sick and unemployed, like in the case of Honorable Shatterman. On February 10, 2021, the board of directors wrote and officially informed the national president to develop a national emergency health policy and resist the temptation of disbursing funds from USAA and resist the temptation of disbursing funds from USAA bank account without the authorization of the board of directors. After receiving the cordial letter from the board, the president, Mr. Judue, defiantly directed the finance committee to disburse the sum of $2,500 to Honorable Dorothy Shatterman without writing a national emergency health policy as requested by the board of directors. Whereas the executive committee has approved the habit of refusing, where the executive committee has developed the habit of refusing to implement projects intended to benefit the Sapo community. For example, in May 2020, during the height of the global coronavirus pandemic, The Board of Directors USAA approved COVID relief fund in the amount of $10,000, and the executive committee was entrusted with the implementation of the project. The intent was to help purchase relief supplies for the sample people living in Liberia. After approximately a year, the executive committee has not released the COVID-19 relief supplies, and the leadership has not reported any information about what was done with the association's money. Okay, now the board talking, association's money. All efforts to inquire about the coronavirus relief fund have proven fruitless, whereas the board of directors has made serious efforts to cultivate mutual friendship and cooperate with the executives on several occasions, but met with outright negative responses. For example, during the homegoing celebration of the late Honorable Mabutu Vlad Yimpa, the United Support Association in Americas selected 2 representatives, one from the board of directors in person of Mistress Kale Jabulefoli, and one from the executive committee, Mr. Augusta Salitafin, national vice president. Travel allowance was approved for the representatives to present a statement of sympathy to the Yimpa family. Unfortunately, the executive committee led by Mr. Grinko Judio deliberately refused to disburse the allowance allotted to Mistress Kale Jabulefoli, the board of directors representative, but unreasonably gave the allowance allotted to Mr. Taffin, the national vice president of USAA. Okay, they held Kale Jabule on, and then they gave the vice president on. We don't know why they did that. Since the return of the national president, national vice president, Mr. Augustus Salitafin, the executive committee has not submitted the necessary report to the board of directors. Considering the vital role that the United Support Association in the Americas has been playing in the lives of our people, the board of directors hereby resolve the following. Okay, 1, that the board of directors of USAA is the sole body entrusted with the duties and responsibilities as the second highest decision-making body of USAA to protect the association and the constitution of the association. All right, let's read it. Almost done. Number 2, that in view of this unique authority granted the board of directors by the USAA's constitution and the General Assembly, it was resolved during the board teleconference held on February 28, 2021 by a simple majority vote that the National Executive Committee term of office have expired, except for those elected as chapter heads. Okay. 3, I'll read that again. In view of this unique authority granted the board of directors by the USAA's constitution and the General Assembly, it was resolved during the board teleconference held on February 28, 2021 by a simple majority vote that the National Executive Committee term of office have expired, except for those elected as chapter heads. 3, that Mr. Grinko Judio, former president of USAA, and all members of the National Executive Committee elected with him cease to function in their respective capacities effective immediately on this 5th day of April 2021. 4, that all members of the Financial Committee shall not transact any business in the name of USA. Remember, the funds of the association belong to its members and the former executive committee and financial team members who may attempt to do business in the name of the organization will be doing so at their personal risk. 5, that the board of directors shall consult with the various chapter presidents and appoint the National Elections Commission to conduct the forthcoming general elections. The election shall be conducted during the meeting of the General Assembly in August 2021 in Jacksonville, Florida. Okay, number 6, we're almost there. That the former president, Mr. Gio, and all members of the executive committee elected with him who are interested and eligible to vote I encourage you context for leadership position within the USA during August 2021 elections. This board of directors resolution was difficult to compose, but it is needful for the sake of unity. As members of the board of directors, we believe that we were elected and empowered to guard, protect, and or promote the mission and vision of USAA, and it is our hope that this board resolution is an unequivocal message to all members that this union shall not be held hostage to personality or personal interests. The plight of our people remains paramount to us as we pursue the achievement of the goals and objectives of USAA. Therefore, let the work go forth that the interests of the Sapo people will be well served through good, caring, and humble leadership. May God bless the USA and the Sapo people and the Republic of Liberia. Respectfully, yours, Issa Sabwe, Chairman of the Board of Directors, United Sapo Association in America. Now, that's the resolution. I just wanted to give you all the information here. Anytime you can come to this platform and get the information. Now, let's get a reply to the elders' communication from both sides of the equation, and then we'll call it a night. Let's go to the board. This is the executive, I think. Dear elder group, that Green Code Geo reply to the elders, the recommendations they give, right? This communication serves, it was written January 23rd, 2021. This communication serves as a response to the recommendations enshrined in your report dated September 12, 2020. We want to sincerely thank you for the role you have played thus far for mediating between the executive officers and members of the board of directors to ensure consistency in our noble union. Having thoroughly perused your revised recommendation, we are pleased to make the following modifications / determinations. All right, the Green making determination now. 1, that we agree that the executive officers and the board of directors remain in power and work together until general elections are held pending the eradication and resolution of the coronavirus. 2, that with the confidence and assurance accorded us, the executive and board of directors work together seamlessly. We humbly propose that you, the elders, do not form part of the working / guidelines working committee. Okay, both the man say, I don't want the elders. We will form a working / joint committee that will effectively work on the guidelines. We will certainly beseech your views when deemed necessary. 3, that the initial projects agreed upon by the Assembly prior to the stalemate due to COVID-19 pandemic, deaths in our community, and other unrestrained situation be implemented by the executive and board of directors. Remember, the people say no any other project until we get a convention or election. The man say no, we'll take all projects, even though that things that will not be agreed upon. Number 4, that we will implement all other impending projects. Agreeing talking. That we will implement all other impending projects that are culturally appropriate for the betterment of our community and its people. Number 5, that a financial report has already been conveyed to the board of directors. Sincerely, G. Corgilio, National President, USAA. Okay, let's read the board. That's the president's communication, reply to the elders. All right, let's read what the board said. The board wrote here, October 6, 2020. Reverend John C. Blah, concerned elders of the Sapo community in the Americas, dear Reverend Blah, on behalf of the board of directors of USAA, I would like to inform you that after a careful review of your recommendations to the directors and the executive committee of USAA designed to help move USAA forward, the directors have resolved to accept and support the recommendations. Thank you very much for your time and efforts. May God continue to bless you with wisdom. Sincerely, Issa Sabwe, Chairman of the Board of Directors, USA. All right, these are the communications. What am I doing here? I just keep. Camera. Sorry, I think I got a camera disconnection. Sorry, my camera is disconnected. All right. All right, so guys, these are the recommendations, the various communications that you need to know what is going on in the union, so you can be in the know. All right. We don't want to conceal. Thank you, Madam Poa, for asking me to read our communications so that the people they will have the proper information. All right. So no comment came out while we're reading. And that being said, we want to call it a night. It's 6:30. I've been on for a while, and I got to leave you. I got to have some chilling time. All members of the Delaware Valley chapter, we are having our meeting tomorrow. The first, let me see a call coming here quickly. Hello, Manapoa?
Hello?
Yeah, you got all the device beyond that on. Please, you want to lower it?
Oh, okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Sorry. Yeah. Yes.
What's
Is that okay now?
Yeah, you're good. You're good to go.
And my phone is bad, right?
No, your audio is good, at least from my side.
Okay. Yeah, thank you so much for reading the letters.
You're welcome.
Because the letters are very important for us to look at. Hello?
Yeah, I'm listening. Go ahead.
Okay. So it added since last year because there are some people that are saying, oh, you know what? We need to give time. We need not to rush. But since last year, so they started the whole process like August last year. The editors wrote September. They wrote a letter to both the board and the administration.
Yeah.
September 12th.
12, yeah.
The board replied. They wrote September 12th, 2020.
Yeah.
The board replied September 6th.
No, October 6th.
October 6th.
Yeah.
2020.
Yeah.
The administration that runs the day-to-day affair replied to that letter January 23rd, 2021.
Yes.
How many months from September? Can you imagine?
Right.
We have problem in the union. You went to a meeting, the editor said, okay, we're going to be able to find a solution. They wrote a letter. The letter was written September 2020. The administration that runs the day-to-day affair, the father of the union who will say, look, you know what, I don't want anything to happen to this union.
Right.
I met this union in time, and I want to make sure that, we have peace and stability within our union.
Right.
They wrote you to address issues. You never replied until January 23rd of this year. So you see how long, and when people are saying, oh, you know what, you guys are rushing, you need to slow down.
Right.
It's the same mindset like the editors wrote, like with the recommendation that was made, like in May,
right,
April, they started starting the process. You know what?
No.
We're gonna get back to you guys. You get back. We called, no answer. At the end of the day, oh, you know what? The president did not get phone call. We show you, we send that phone records to you. If I was the president, the first thing is the president should be the one going around looking for people to save this union because it's under his watch. Instead of being the one to delay. When people say, when information gets to you, take your own time. September of last year, the president, at which point he knew that there was going to be an election this year. He knew about it. Why wasn't the commission set up? Why wasn't the committee for the convention set up? I'm saying this to say, my brothers and sisters of this union, we need to actually look at what it is and be able to say, look, you know what, this needs to be done. It needs to be corrected immediately. The problem is coming from the administration. And the administration, sometimes you make mistake and you don't even realize the kind of mistake you made. When people keep telling you, say, look, you know what, this is not okay. You just stop yourself, check yourself, and then be able to find a solution.
Right.
Not going to a convention in Florida. The president knows it's a complete no-no. To set that kind of to allow that to happen, and I'm begging all the supporters and the members of the United Support Association, we should never ever allow this to happen. Because if we allow it to happen, we'll be sending a bad message out there that if in fact someone else gets in the race, and if they don't win an election, they're gonna be the President Jr. did it before, so I can do this now. We need to please talk to the administration to go to Florida and where the General Assembly will be seated, and we can decide whether we should have election or no election. That's the right path to go. I just wanted you to take your time to let the people know that this is not just, it started since last year. When they talk about 10 months, we talk about real 10 months. It's not any kind of a joking 10 months. Right. So I just want to thank you so much for at least trying to bring that up.
All right, but before you go there, I got a quick question for you.
No problem.
Yeah, you listened to my guest yesterday, Mr. BESTMAN Julu, and he made an allegation yesterday against you that he charged you with conflict of interest. Is that the case here?
When Mr. Julu said, and Mr. BESTMAN Julu is not even here tonight, and he talked about conflict of interest. Okay. Yeah. And what is most troubling is he said during his interview that I called him, and based on my conversation with him, that's why he went out there to connect with people. And he said he decided not to get back to me because it's conflict of interest. And if it is indeed a conflict of interest, why don't you have the courtesy to come back to me and say, you know what, man, right? Because of X, Y, Z reason, I will not be part of the process. But he chose to put the administration at risk. He sat there, according to him, for the sake of better argument, for conflict of interest. I made a decision. I helped. Knowing very well he felt that I was putting the system at risk, he did nothing. My brother said he knows how to deal with conflicts. He did a lot with conflict resolution and everything. But hey, problem intervention. If you notice any problem like that, call me. You think I would actually sit there because of eating poor to put the whole United Support Association at risk and say, you know what, it must be me, I must be part of the process? I don't care what the people do. We must follow the Constitution to not set any kind of a bad precedent in the future, because this is a problem that if we allow that to happen, so for me to be on the sideline and be able to let the system free to go and to be able to help us to bring up about peace and understanding, I wouldn't mind. But he failed to call me. He said he did not get back to me. I don't know. Do you want us to discuss that? There is no need to discuss it because he failed to get back to me. He identified a problem and he never solved that problem. I wanted to come to you on your show and bring that up. I think it was just not fair.
So, Manapua, when the man spoke of conflict of interest, though, I mean, what exactly was he referring to? You have special interest somewhere?
Yes, I do have the only interest that I have, but it has nothing to do with conflict. I have interest I have the people at heart. Okay. When it comes to, you know how people are addicted, and we all have different types of addiction. When it comes to people, when it comes to touching the lives of the needy, that's where my interest is. And that's where I have interest the most. When it comes to doing the right thing, of course. But conflict of interest, I don't know. He said, I'm married to one of the board members. Of course, you were there. The board decided that the administration they both decided that she was going to run the activities for us to go to Florida. The administration should be set aside. It was through my leadership, the elders, and other great members, we decided to overturn that, to plead with the board, and the board accepted that. So if it is conflict of interest, I don't know, but it's in the interest of the union. What is it bad to ask about following the Constitution?
To ask another question, so the previous conflict, you had any relationship in the union with somebody?
I have relationship with a lot of people.
No, like the relationship that you have with Mr. Boto right now, Mr. Jawi, you had similar thing like that before?
No, I never had a particular, people on the opposite side, no.
Okay.
I had no connection, a person, like, you talking about, like, relationship with anybody from Carlos, from Mr. Soa and Mr. Clogis.
Okay. So, but, Mr. Judo is accusing you of conflict of interest. Don't you think he himself falls in that category for the fact that he has some relationship with members of the union? He calls us a family. So how is it that he also not accused of what he is accusing you of?
If you listen to the interview last night, he said, Uncle Issa Sawe, Uncle Donkey Soa. It's a community. We are all interrelated.
Right.
And when you look on the other side, I have my dear loving sister, and our most powerful chairlady. When I say I'm related to her, I have Dara's moment. I mean, I have connection all over the place. Mr. Slavison he's a brother to me, So if you talk about conflict of interest, what matters most is for us to be able to do the right thing. I want people to hold me accountable for what I'm doing wrong. What it is I'm doing wrong, point it out and say, look, the steps you are taking, this trajectory must be reversed. And if it makes sense, of course, I would not be like any other person to say, oh no, it's white, but because I want to see green, I'm going to see green. No, I would gladly take that and be able to make it correct. I would make sure things are okay. I would not be able to what people are saying when I know is wrong.
So when you said uncle and auntie and those things, in what context was he speaking though? Because in Liberia or in our
it means that we are all related.
I mean, it means biologically, or what in what sense?
It's the connection he has with Mr. Sawe.
Okay.
You know what I mean? We have different type of connections.
Right.
He's talking about me being married to someone. That's a connection right there. Issa Sawe being his uncle, and calling him uncle, they could have any kind of a connection. I don't know the depth of the connection, but however, I know he said Uncle Issa. Right. And when you say Uncle Issa for us coming from Africa, we have so much respect for that individual that you refer to as uncle. So I know I'm not going to be faced with, it's a conflict. I just want you to bring me to book. What am I saying or doing that is wrong? And so it can be corrected immediately. I'm willing to learn and make sure things are okay.
So, but have you able to reach out to Mr. Judo to talk to him regarding?
I haven't reached out to my brother.
But you are guilty of what he did too, though.
When you say I'm guilty, I said I haven't had time to reach out to him because number one.
No, but he did not reach out. He did not reach out to you, and he came public. He did not reach out to you, and you came public too.
It happened last night. You just asked me the question. You brought it out. I did not. You brought it. I had to answer you. I had to reply to you.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? I had to reply to you. I didn't bring it up. Okay. And the thing is, because I have few things to discuss with my brother.
Yeah, but Manapoa, I don't know whether that's a good answer to say. That you ask the question, you should say, "Oh, I'll defer that question until I talk to the brother."
No, I have to answer your question because I have the great. You got a great audience listening, and I don't want them to just leave this line without getting information. So I want to make sure when you ask question, if I don't have the answer, I have the answer. So why delay? Okay. All right. So then we agree that.
Before you go, let's agree that you guys are in the same boat on this one.
No, we cannot be. No, the interview was last night. And I have a couple of things to go over with my brother. For example, when he said, you know what, I know about 10 different people that can, different organizations that can help this this organization is a 501c3, and you're asking a question. You said, but why didn't you bring us out to help? And he said, I was not, no one asked him, or wherever it is, he was not engaged or wherever.
You were not contacted, yeah.
If you know how to help your people, and he said that again, what I found contradicting a little bit is when he said, when you ask me, you say, anybody has to ask you, and he said, you know what, I don't have to be a leader or have a title to help, but then at the same time you said no one asked you, so which is which, It's that's one of the reasons I have to reach out to him. We need to talk. We have to talk. I need to seek clarification from my brother.
Okay, so assuming he wants to debate you on the issue, would you like to come on Voice of SINOE to do so? If I invite both of you,
anything that will make things better for my people, coming to make clarification, coming on your platform to debate any issue that will help to clarify things. Of course, I'm ready to do that. Okay,
all right, more definitely. Okay, so now I have to extend an invitation to him for you to engage the rabbi.
So what would that be there?
Huh?
What would be the debate?
The debate will be
we'll keep the question.
Yeah, you are under indictment for conflict of interest.
Okay. Well, that would be a good debate, though. That would be a good one.
Okay.
So yourself now, I know. Let me just ask you a question.
Go ahead.
Okay. He talked about conflict of interest, and I know you guys did not. So, what's your mindset? What in order for you, I know the conflict of interest has to do with some type you're probably looking at a relationship point. But what was wrong? What kind of look at my steps so far? What did I do that that actually shine light on conflict of interest?
I mean, and when you say shine light on it, I don't know.
Like something. I said, what did I do? I'm not just looking at it. I said, what went wrong?
Oh, what? And based on your intervention?
Yes.
I didn't see anything wrong that you did. As a matter of fact, I thought standing up as the only female to engage those testosterone, I think that was very, very brave on your part. I mean, a lot of the females, they are staying back, and you were the only gallant woman that stood up and said, you know what, we got to do something. We can't be sagacious Homo sapien and very educated people as well, and things are going on in our union. We sit back, and so I thought your intervention was noble. The only thing, I don't know whether you accomplished your mission. That's the only downside to it. But you did great. You did great.
We are working towards that, though. I told you. I said after the convention and I told you, I said, if we do not go to Florida and we do not have convention or the General Assembly to overturn anything, then I would call you and let you know that we did not, achieve our goal. But going to Florida, having convention and election, I would call you and say we did it big. And I would say kudos to every one of us within the union.
I'm gonna push you. I will still push you on that point. Your cardinal goal for intervening was to bridge the gap, to bring the two forces together. The two forces are still polarized, so you cannot say you accomplish your mission.
This is it right here.
Yeah.
When we got in, and you can ask any member of the concerned group, the establishment of the reason behind the establishment of the concerned group is when the editors had a meeting, the last meeting that they had with the executive and the board. That meeting was very confrontational. They had so much verbal altercation. And we told them, I said, look, you know what? We're talking about people being helped in Liberia. We're talking about people struggling. We cannot allow few people to just think it's about their ego or whatever it is. They can't find reason to coexist and work together to put this union together. If they cannot do that, because we saw that the editors were kind of, still down, and we needed to bootstrap these editors and to make sure that, we help them out. So we extended
Yeah,
call
my
to
boy, I
very
like your rhetorical arrangement, but the thing is, you are innocent. You're serving as a reinforcement. You came with a reinforcement, and the antagonist still push you back. You and the elders, so you didn't accomplish your mission.
And again, what I said here, we said the right thing must be done. The right thing must be done. In fact, that's one of our slogans. The right thing must be done for USAA. And the right thing has to be done. There's a saying, you can take the donkey to the river, but you can't force the donkey to drink.
Yeah.
You know
I like the father. You stay on the right side. Yeah, I like the father, but you didn't accomplish your mission, at least when you asked me.
Yeah, if you say you didn't accomplish it to bring the executive on board for them to unite, okay, I would agree with you in a sense, but at the same time, what matters most is to make sure the right thing is done. And if the right thing is done, I'm sure next time, if after the convention in Florida, it will send a strong message to people. It is not because you think the people put you into a position of authority to lead them in the right direction. And you have to listen to your people. You know, a leader must have...
Madam Paul, I saw you convinced the president is wrong.
Oh my goodness. At this point in time, without election commission being set up, without the convention since last year, and we're still going around, the board needs to do that. After the board is saying, I'm going to do whatever, the board said the board is okay with whatever, and still the administration, the president is the president. If I were him, I would be like, oh, okay, you know why y'all think so much? We're going to the convention, we're doing this, we're doing that, whatever he wants. And bring it up and bring your information, whatever you have at the convention. So I think he is so wrong, and I think he can still change his mindset. Because let me tell you something, my brother. At the end of the day, 100 people will talk to you. You are the primary, the principal advisor to yourself. Whatever happening right now, few months or years from now on, President Julio going to be the one to say, oh my God, I wish I would have known. And our word is so bad. So people are advising him right now. I hope he finds reason, because it's not Edipua who doesn't like you. Edipua loves you. That's why she's saying do the right thing. The ones that I say, my man, don't go, stay away. Don't do this, don't do that. At the end of the day, some of those same people will look you in the face and say, you didn't know what you were doing. So that's how...
Manapua, when you said the president is so wrong, why were you backing on the line then?
Like I said, I told him we got a reason why we talked to him. And up to now, if you heard me, I said I'm still hoping that for the president to do the right thing.
No, what I'm saying, when you say somebody is so wrong, why beg the president? Why beg the president, Manapua? Manapua.
You can beg someone to please change your mindset, whatever it is that is going on.
But they are wrong. So the person who is not wrong.
If he is wrong, we try to tell him to change his mindset to make it correct. That's why we're pleading with him, brother. Please see the light. I beg you, and I'm still saying that again, though. Right now, let me say again, President Julio, please, I beg you, my brother.
Well, you're still begging, even though the man is wrong.
Go to Florida. Go for that convention, wherever it is. If you are not interested in the election, go and play your case. But I'm still begging when we get to the convention site, he could change his mind. Anything can happen.
So have you talked to him since the decision, since he rejected you guys' final call?
No, I haven't tried to call him again. Maybe I need to. I don't know. Maybe he might try to answer.
So what's the impediment?
When you call, he doesn't pick up.
Oh, okay. But you didn't call him. You said after that incident, so you didn't. No, you can just conclude that.
That's what I just said. I said maybe I would try to call him again.
How soon?
Maybe in fact, when I hang up today, I might try to call him.
I should hold you by that.
Please do, and I will let you know too if I try. And President Julio, if you're listening, anybody who is connected on here, please pick up my phone. It's all about him going. President Julio, it's all about. If you're listening to the podcast, it's all about you going to the convention. If you don't want election, plead your case right there, my brother. Whatever the situation is, please make sure you go. Do not have two separate conventions. Don't let it happen under your watch. It's wrong. And I'll be calling you so we can talk.
All right, Madam Poa, I always enjoy talking to you. One of the bright ladies around here. All right, so thanks for your contribution. Have a supercalifragilisticexpialidocious day.
I love that. Thank you.
All right.
Thanks so much.
All right. All right, guys, we are out for the day. Thank you so much for your participation. See Mr. As if Mr. Madu defending his position. And say we did a great job. We are proud of the work we did. All right. Thank for the work, sir. I actually appreciate you guys, man. I really appreciate it. On a serious note, you did great. I'm gonna either pour and all those and the elders and the young people, are relatively speaking, the concerned members, as you call yourselves. You did a wonderful job, and we will actually pat you on the back. If you can do that again, please repeat that. All right. That being said, you know, the people that want to see me, let it move in front of me. I see you. You want to see me, I see me. All right, we'll have a wonderful night, guys. We'll have to close with Panto.
Boy,
pregnant speaker.
Some people in the area, they not let man bend it. Some people in the market, they not let man bend it. Some men in the office, they not let man bend it. Some people in the club, they not let man bend it. But how we boy running? Dream my leg on running. Someone say running. In German say running. How we dancing running. Ram and car running. Go to club running. I will come and shine running. Oh, he running. In German say he running. Be the tate he running. Wap he running. Some people fair but me are happy. Drinking liquor I'm happy. You can't do club you having cafe. Les gens won't see you in a casket. You not let me like a penny. Shout out all my people then I only carry. Anything I do, they know they first to like it. She eat my sausage, eat my bread, she saw my candy. Let the people then I let me on Facebook. But still they liking my photo. She used to tell me say koto. Now I'm making money, she want jump in my photo. Some people in the area, they not let man bend it. Some people in the market, they not let man bend it. Some men in the office, they not let man bend it. Some people in the club, they not let man bend it. But how we boy running? Dream my leg on running.
Yeah, some people here, they don't let my business. But you don't let my business than your business. You still watch me, you still listen to me. I was still blocking for you.
That is unnecessary.
What, you want to say something? What do you want to say?
So we're going to a birthday party, and I just got ready, and Treasure got ready, but Mommy's not ready yet. So you're just gonna stay here, but no way, that's not happening because since you're done, you can come with us. But we was trying to live here, but we can't live here. Since you're done already, we are just gonna bring you instead because you're finished. So we're going to the party and subscribe.
All right. Thank you, guys. That's Prudence. All right.
And we're going to the party. See you later.
You want to say something? Come on, quick, before I close it.
Have a good night, everybody.
Yeah, what's your name?
Treasure.
Treasure.
And my name is Prudence.
All right. Have a good night, guy. Where's Mommy?
Have a good night. Come, Mom.
Mommy still dressing? All right. Okay, then. You'll see Mommy later, guys.
Yeah, see ya.
See ya. See ya.
Subscribe.